KSL Brightside with Ethan Miller.
Do they not have enough of us recorded already? They could just do this in AI.
And Alex Keary.
We're not even real. This entire show is just a hologram.
This is KSL Brightside, the after party. But it's before. With Ethan and Alex on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome to KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Miller here with Alex Keary. Thanks so much for joining us. We sure do appreciate you being here with us. We have a lot going on, and including, we have some props here. Now, we can't eat these yet, but we have here banana pudding from Magnolia Bakery.
Why can't we eat them yet?
Because we got to wait till we get downstairs. Because we've been doing we've been doing this contest. We've been doing this battle. Team banana pudding versus team red velvet cupcakes.
So I want to see. So the banana pudding we've seen. Hold on.
So here are the red velvet cupcakes.
Here we go with the banana pudding.
Oh yeah. Ooh, there's some coconut ones in here too.
Let me see.
Look at that.
You should try to hit it on the microphone a couple more times. Let me see here. The coconut one speaks to me actually. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to. Can I do this without dumping it out?
If you tip them up, they'll fall out.
I know. I'm just trying to.
Oh, there you go.
Oh gosh.
Oh, there you go.
I knew it. You warned me.
I did. Didn't I just say that?
But listen.
They're fine.
I did it to get the. I
It's
did it
really
to get
you
the
guys are the
reaction out
ones
of
eating them.
Caitlin.
We're the ones eating them.
Every
did to
time
get
you
the
try to
thing
get
out
a
of-
reaction, quote unquote,
So
no camera is on.
So we're doing this Team Red Velvet versus Team. I'm Team Red Velvet. I think the Red Velvet is superior. Alex is Team Banana Pudding.
Yeah.
Either way, it's with Magnolia Bakery. So let's just say that in our contest today, we're getting a significant.
You can also
a significant escalation of events.
Well, you can also what you can do and what you should do is. Hit us in the stream. You can tell us which one you prefer. A banana pudding from Magnolia Bakery.
Yeah, we're collecting votes. So
Or a
vote
red velvet cake.
banana
red
pudding
velvet
or red velvet cupcake.
Cupcake, yep.
With cream cheese frosting. I want to make sure that's on there as well.
Yeah,
because
I
that's
think, but
part
see,
of it
that's
for
part
me.
of the argument is that you're leaning a lot on the fact they're like this red velvet cupcake is really awesome. Oh, by the way,
I'm sorry. Are you accusing
cream
me
cheese
of
frosting is the superior part of it.
I'm sorry. Are you accusing me of showing a preference?
Yeah.
In a contest where we show a preference?
Yeah. I'm just saying that like you're leaning heavily on the cream cheese frosting part. I don't think you actually like.
No kidding.
I don't think you like red velvet cupcakes from Magnolia Bakery. I think you have an addiction to cream cheese frosting.
To cream cheese frosting.
That's
All
what I
right.
think's going
So,
on.
by the way, you can find Magnolia Bakery out where the old Cottonwood Mall was.
That's right. They're
So
calling
head
it.
up there.
It's Holiday Hills is what they're calling that area over there. It's just where the new. I think it's right over where the new Trader Joe's is, right? Too. Also in
yeah,
that
it is.
area?
There's a new Trader Joe's.
Bottom
there.
line is, you can go check it out for yourself. A bit of New York City right here in the state of Utah.
I've been to that Trader Joe's a couple of times.
I have too. I like it.
If we go, we're about equidistant between the Trader Joe's at Fort Union and the Trader Joe's there at Holiday Hills, and so we go to either one. We've kind of been, I don't know, switching back and forth a little bit. At the end of the day, this is what I found. A Trader Joe's is a Trader Joe's is a Trader Joe's.
No,
so.
the first world problem that frankly we thought we'd never have 15 years ago. The two Trader Joe's that Ethan likes to go to, they're the same. It's sixes on the commute.
And it's sixes on the inventory too.
Oh yeah, it's the same. Can I bring something up before we get to the America 250?
Yeah.
Is that what you're going to do? We're going to go to the America 250?
I was going to go to the America 250, but we can stall for another minute.
I've got something important. This won't tip out because I actually sealed it, but I have in my hands with me right now a reduced price. I thought it was sushi. It's actually seafood and shrimp salad. Okay, $1.67, manager special.
Has it been opened? It hasn't been opened yet, has it?
It has not.
How much is in there? There's hardly any in there.
There's
like 2 tablespoons.
Well, when you dry age something like this,
it's dry aged seafood salad.
Okay, it was already $1.67 reduced for quick sale. Anytime reduced for quick sale and seafood shrimp salad are brought up together, I'm out. However, this person committed a massive sin in our office, which is they brought a shrimp and seafood salad into the office. I'm going to try to show it to you here.
So this was in the fridge.
This is in the fridge the
little mini fridge.
Yes, because I was trying to do that here. Do you want me to? Okay, so I'm showing you this because it says reduced price, but also I'm showing it to you because it expired already in our office.
Well, fish expires quickly.
Yeah, it does.
So this is not necessarily a surprise.
Packed on March 9th. Good
So
by
that's a little-
good by March 14th.
So that's I mean, that's a little bit.
Of 2025.
Now we need to call the police.
Okay.
I think. Do we have a missing person?
That looks.
You know what's funny?
This is
actually. You know, now that you say it, guess whose office this is over by?
Who?
Speaking of missing people, Dave Colley. So if you're talking about a guy who I have an
This is
investigation.
like finding a car at a trailhead, and you're like, how long has that car been there? Anyway?
Yeah, I guess.
That's
Except
what
for
we found.
Reduced $167 for a shrimp salad. Michael, $100 you eat this.
No, I'm good.
$100. Caitlin?
I'm a risk taker at times. And I'm usually,
I'm a
sure,
risk
I'll do
taker.
it.
I'm a risk taker.
Bob Mapplethorpe, getaway driver, go.
That's
Bottle rocket references early in the
maybe
show.
1,000. Maybe.
I'm a risk taker.
You think about it for 1,000?
Maybe.
That's
Okay.
like trying to. If the conversation we had yesterday about campground toilets, there is not anything other than
No.
maybe a loved one that I would go in there for.
What actually makes me extremely upset about this is the fact that somebody was like, "Oh, I'm going to take that in because it's going to be a nice lunch." And what makes me mad is that they didn't want to pay $2.36 for it. They waited till it was $1.67.
And then they left it in the
Okay,
fridge
now I'll
since
get it.
2025. Since
Now
March
I'll
of,
get it.
So March of 2025,
Right.
that is a year and almost
Yeah.
a year and a half.
So here's the thing: if this person wasn't let go during certain rounds of firings that have happened in this building, I hope they're gone now.
This is
I'll
their
tell you
le-
that.
this is their
I'll tell you that
legacy.
much.
This is
And
their
this
legacy.
Is never. By the way, the company Ocean Beauty, come on, imitation crab meat is number one
Okay.
ingredient.
So
Anyway,
you found that in the
here
mini
you go.
fridge.
Here you go.
And it's like brown.
But Alex, you
Don't throw
found
anything
that.
else at me, please.
You found that in the mini fridge.
I did.
Is that the mini fridge where you were storing
I
our
was
banana
about to.
pudding?
was
I don't
about
think
to.
he actually changed it.
No, I did. I went out to sports. The problem is that, and they have a nice clear glass one. Stop it. The fridge over here does stink. So that was part of the issue. I'm just saying that was a problem. All right, Ethan, roll out for us here. Again, an indictment on what's going on in your office. You need to
Okay.
call the people out that are being terrible people in your office.
Okay, are you ready for America's 250?
I am.
So we put together with AI, Alex put together with AI, a list of the 250 people, places, and things that are the greatest in America.
All the things.
So cue
Oh,
the
hey now.
generic patriotic music.
Yeah, here we go.
And let's do a little introduction. So
You can't- by the way-
congratulations. By an accident of birth, you and I are
He
here
loves bringing it up.
and not somewhere else. We could have been born into another country very easily.
Yeah.
We could have been born into another time very easily. But by forces beyond our control or anyone's control, here we are. It was random, but now we're celebrating
Jeez.
America's 250th.
He's really hitting on the fact that, like,
None of us really deserve to be here.
I
Accidental.
guess it's fine.
I thought you were talking about accidental pregnancies not being born here. I was just like, that was American.
Where Ethan?
This guy.
I
This
do
guy.
love the idea. They're like, there is that trend on Instagram and stuff where it's just like, you got a guy, he's like scrubbing like hardened jello on the ground from underneath like the kids'
I just
chairs,
think
and
it's
he says, all I wanted was her number, and here I am now. And like he's, the whole thing is like 20 years later, and I'm cleaning up, the
I just wanted
kitchen.
to make the point that we have a really great life in the United States.
It sounds like you love
And
it. Sounds like you really
was-
love it.
It was random. It's completely
stop
random that
with
we're
the
here
whole cheese. Quit
and
it.
not born somewhere else. And I just think it's
Okay.
worth
It's
It's like
remembering.
a backhanded compliment.
No,
it's
it's
not
not-
anything
no,
that
it's
you
not
or I
any-
did. We want to take credit for the glory of America. You and I didn't do anything. We didn't do anything.
I agree. I haven't done much. Other people have, and I don't love the fact that you've called all of us accidents today. I don't like that.
Our
All
presence
right?
here is an accident.
Anyway.
Let's not say accident. Let's say
You're
random.
not. It's not helping.
Let's
It's
say
not
random.
helping. All right. So let's start off with some of these. So I will highlight some of the things that were yesterday. The 250 on the list was buffalo wings. Mm-hmm. And we also had the chocolate chip cookie. I actually had such an itch yesterday after we said chocolate chip cookies. I made chocolate chip cookies when I got home because it's so dang American. All right, here we go. Starting at number 200 now, the Hoover Dam. This is an accomplishment of engineering right here. John Deere, the company, yeah? Mark Twain,
Oh,
I think we could all agree.
Yeah, the writer.
All-time American. The interstate highway system, underrated. I mean, we don't talk about it much, but this is the thing that
a big
makes
deal.
It's the thing that makes other countries really, really jealous of us.
Yeah.
Okay. Mesa Verde National Park. Take it or leave it. It's fine.
Never been.
Anything that's not a Utah national park, a national park that resides in Utah, I kind of poo-poo it, but
Yeah.
it's fine. Clara Barton. You familiar with who Clara Barton is?
Yeah.
Started up the Red Cross. Okay. Number 193. I think it's wholly underrated at this too. Costco.
Oh, yeah. Good pick. Good pick.
Now, this one I have issues with, but I get it. I'm glad we're bringing in some pop culture. Casablanca. Okay?
Oh, the movie.
Yeah, here's looking at you, kid. Babe Ruth, 191.
Okay.
The Marshall Plan.
Oh, saved Europe.
Yeah, saved Europe. Mount McKinley.
It's not McKinley anymore. It's
Denali.
It's Denali.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's all right. It's not your fault. It's AI's fault.
Yeah, I agree. North America's highest peak.
Yep.
Rachel Carson. Any familiarity with Rachel Carson?
The chef, the TV chef.
Writing launched the modern environmental movement. So I think we could all agree. She's the first one I looked at and I went, she's off the list.
I'm not sure who that is.
I know. The Mayo Clinic.
Okay.
Big time.
Yeah.
I actually have a book. I've forced the kids to read the book on the Mayo family and how they came to figure this thing out. Women's suffrage, the women's suffrage movement in the early 1900s.
Mm-hmm.
The Alamo. Come on, Texas represent.
Yep.
Alexander Graham Bell.
The telephone.
Yeah, Ma
sure.
Bell, man. The Walt Disney Company. Remember we did Walt Disney yesterday.
So he broke out. So they broke out Walt Disney and his company.
It deserves it.
I think so.
I think it deserves it.
I think you're right. Yep. I think you're right.
And frankly, I think we all agree too that it took getting old Walt out of there for us to finally see it grow some legs. Am I right?
I think the Walt Disney Company belongs on the list of the 250 best people, places, or things in America. I agree with that.
See, he's no longer with us, right?
Walt Disney?
That's a joke. I know. He was already pretty old. To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh,
to this day, the only book that
you've ever read?
The only book that I ever actually physically cried while reading a book.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that hit you, huh?
Oh my gosh. I was in 10th grade too, so it was like it hurt. It was the kind of thing where I was like, "What's going on with me, Mom? What's for dinner?" Like just to try to feel normal. But I remember being in my room by myself and being like, "I don't know what's happening to me right now. I don't know what's going on." John Rockefeller.
Okay.
181. The Dust Bowl. Not a great thing, but it certainly was a big
major
part
event.
of. It was an economic disaster.
That's
for sure.
kind of a weird thing to include, but okay.
Well,
are they going to include 9/11 also?
I don't think that they would not. I based off of the things that I've kind of ingested into or put into the system for it to digest on how to kind of pick things. It even said, "Are you okay with some events that helped shape America that aren't necessarily
celebratory,
fun for people to think about?" And I said, I think that's kind of important.
So then we might see 9/11 come up here.
I actually think we probably will.
Okay.
The Redwood National Forest.
Okay. It's
never
in the
been.
song. Redwood from the Redwood Forest.
Redwood Forest.
To the Gulf Stream waters.
Yeah. The Gulf of Mexico, by the way, is not a beach to go to with your family. Don't go down to Galveston. I'm with Charles Barkley on this. With that
what do you mean? What's wrong
dirty
with it?
water. It is gross.
Is it really?
Yeah. We did Thanksgiving there a couple of years in a row. It was terrible. Rosa Parks.
Okay.
The Hershey Company.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the Transcontinental Telegraph.
Oh, interesting.
Also right next to it, the Pony Express. Boom.
Oh, Pony Express.
Yeah.
Big time Utah presence in the Pony Express.
So there you go. So you got that's part 3. We'll be doing part 4 the rest of the way. We're all the way up to 175.
So we'll do another 25 when we go downstairs to do the show.
Yes, we will.
So
Did
this
you
has
have
been
any?
a fun list. This has been a really fun list.
I am interested to. Do you think it was a bad choice to put stuff in there that helped shape us, even though if it wasn't necessarily the rosiest of things? Because the Great Depression was I bet the Great Depression is going to end up being on the list.
I think you were right to do it. I think you were right to do it.
They did try to sell it on the Dust Bowl, and they said it did help reshape how we view agriculture and migration in the country, how we how we do that. And I thought, okay, well, it's a. But again, we're shaping America and we're shaping how we're supposed to do things here. But I'm interested to see too. I don't think that the people that are on the list, there's a certain amount of celebrity there that I'm not necessarily, because I think people would say your accomplishments is kind of
I think the people have been real movers and shakers. The ones that we've seen, there was one I didn't recognize. But other than that, I think that they were real movers and shakers, like Walt Disney, for example.
Yeah, and the Mayo Clinic, the brothers who started that, that's a pretty fascinating story, and their parents were phenomenal too. And you go, okay, those are people that need to be celebrated. But then if you do stuff like, because I know for a fact people like Elvis are going to pop up on the list. We had Dolly Parton yesterday.
I don't think
I love Dolly Parton. But do you look at her as the top 250, not even just people, things that we have done as Americans?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess I see your
sense.
point. I guess
You see it, it makes sense.
It
You're also a
sounds
Dolly.
like America.
Recuse yourself. You're a Dolly Parton lover. I am too. I'm
I
trying
don't
to
know.
be
I'm
normal
also
about it.
curious if like Michael Jackson, Taylor Swift, those types of
Yeah.
people are on the list. We'll see. I don't know.
Elvis Presley.
And
Elvis has to be on.
I
there.
feel if we're talking musician, sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can we claim the Beatles?
I don't.
I almost said that, but then
We-
yeah.
They took off here. Am I wrong?
But we're America. I think we can
Just put
claim
Ed-
whatever we
just
want. We've
put
claimed
Ed-
pizza. We've claimed
Pastas, all the pastas.
spaghetti. We've claimed spaghetti.
Yeah. What they should do is Ed Sullivan, and then parentheses just says the Beatles. Ed Sullivan, he discovered
Sam
the Beatles.
says fry sauce should be on the list, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
In America, you
Says
guys are
perhaps we need an Utah
Okay, if you did a Utah version of
for
it,
the
it would probably be,
24th.
I know, but that does show how insignificant our stuff is here in Utah sometimes, right? Compared to the rest of the country.
Yeah.
Like when we're talking about Jello and fry sauce all the time, and then we're all and then people go, I don't know, spiral jetty, and then you look around and we go, gosh dang it, there's a reason the 1-star reviews popped up.
But haven't you ever heard of our unicorn businesses? What about our tech companies?
They're like, is Mike Lee going to make the list? You know, there's going to be those kinds of things. We're going to have those discussions about it. So I don't know.
Lavelle Edwards. Is
Oh,
Lavelle Edwards on
Lavelle
there?
Edwards would be a top 10. Lavelle
For
Edwards would be
Utahns?
I think for Utahns for sure. Yeah. Yeah, why not? Sorry. Have we totally blown through time here?
No.
No, we split up things, I think.
I've been marking it to split this into separate.
Okay, I just
segments,
didn't know.
but
I
you
just
can
didn't want
pivot if you would like, or
You
it
think
kind of has to go with.
You think if we had a top 10 list of top 10 Utahns over the last, how long has Utah been a thing? We've been a state for 100 some odd years.
Yeah, so it's 1896, right?
Yeah.
You guys are the Utahns here. Shame on all of you for me knowing the year that became a state. Every freaking one of you.
I'm not great at
Do you?
history.
So if we looked at a top 10 Utahns, you think Lavelle Edwards would be on there?
I think so. Let me do it right now. Copilot. Let me see what's going on.
Because I don't think so.
What Utahns? Who
I think
are the
I think you'd
most
have to be
important Utahns? It won't recognize Utahns. I
in
don't think.
state history.
Okay. Any guesses then? So tell me what your guesses should be then, because I have it. I have the list in front of me.
Brigham Young.
I have to verify that I'm human first. So the answer is probably most important Utahns in the history of Utah. Yes. Brigham Young is number one.
Okay.
This one is a Supreme Court justice. George Sutherland.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Reed Smoot. Now these are political. Why don't you
I
just give me a full?
I figured Reed Smoot just because he was a really so the work that Reed Smoot did, historically speaking, had a lot of impact.
I would say Robert Redford.
Robert Redford would be top 10.
Sundance, yeah.
Not a Utah.
Do you need to
Is
focus?
he not here from Utah?
He was basically Utah.
He's not a.
He
I don't
lived
look
here. He bought the whole backside of Timpanogos and built himself a house. He lived there all the time.
So here's what I have. What were you asking?
So
Do
is
I need
this-
to do what?
Do you need to expand the criteria so it's
No,
not just politicians?
I don't. I actually said it. I told Copilot. I said, do everybody. Don't just make it a category.
Okay, all right.
Number 10 is Juanita Brooks, historian whose work reshaped the understanding of Utah's past. Problem is I don't know Juanita Brooks.
All right, who are the other ones?
Maurice Abravanel built the symphony in a national respected institution. I'm
Yeah,
okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
John Whitsoe, agricultural scientist, dry farming research transformed the Western agriculture. Speaking of the Dust Bowl, dry farming research, like straight up, that's what the whole thing. George Kukan, political powerhouse, LDS leader for decades. Wakara, key Ute leader.
Chief Wakara?
Chief Wakara, key Ute leader during the early settlements, Central Indigenous and Mormon relations. Eliza R. Snow, foundational LDS women's leader. George Sutherland. Philo T. Farnsworth is number 3, so I think we can decide he's a
belongs there.
Utahn. John Browning,
The guns.
yes, and then Brigham Young.
Okay, this is an interesting list. I'll have to think about this.
James Woods is born in Utah.
I don't know.
I'm not
I
sure
love
though. I'm not
Wikipedia
sure though
says.
about.
I'm asking, where's Lavelle Edwards, and where is
Frank Layden.
Frank?
I mean, if
Layden?
we're doing coaches, Alex.
Yeah.
You want your coaches on there.
But where is Robert Redford? And I think that's going to be. I wonder if they're going to be like, wait, hold on a minute, Robert Redford? Did he go over to Utah? Lavelle Edwards and Robert Redford absolutely belong in the conversation. Okay.
No, we want a number. Tell Copilot we want a number.
What? Okay. I love how they said, well, he did start the air raid style of offense. Who? Robert Redford? What are you talking about?
Geppetto says, "Isn't Jim Bridger a big one?" We can claim Jim Bridger.
See the Great Salt Lake guy?
Yeah. And then someone else said Post Malone. Sam Demonia.
Okay.
He says Post Malone.
No, okay, I can see that. So they put Lavelle Edwards at 11, I think just to assuage us. And then they put Robert Redford at 12. Yeah, so there you go. Porter Rockwell 15th. I think it's funny. They did just do that just to make us feel better, by the way, for ourselves.
No, really good picks, you guys.
Great. No, I would have done the same thing. They're right outside my top 10. I'm going to put them at 11 and 12. This is why you can't trust AI. They're telling us what we want until they murder us.
Ask him what about Doug Wright?
Okay, now we're talking.
Ask him about Doug Wright.
Where would you rank Doug Wright? Okay, great question, Ethan. I like where your head's at. All right. Okay, these are all great questions.
Okay.
Doug Wright while Doug Wright isn't influential, his impact is influential. His impact statewide in media in public discourse is not necessarily foundational. Ooh.
Well,
I'm going to text him that right now. What do you think? You're foundational? Get off your high horse.
So, but that word,
you ready for a ranking though?
That word though is foundational. So
Doug Wright's statewide all-time ranking, would likely put him around number 35. That's pretty good.
That's top 35. That's not bad.
Hold on. Should we ask where we're at?
I think that's
we
obviously
all need
next.
to know now. You ridiculous weirdos. How about very popular radio talk show host Ethan Millard and Alex Curie. I don't know. Is this how
how do you spell your name? 100.
I know.
Come on, give us the top 100.
Here we go. How about very popular? Ethan Millard and Alex Curie are well known and well liked radio personalities.
Keep it coming.
Okay, hold on. I don't know if I like this list, and here's why.
Did he give us a number?
Hold on. Here's a clean, direct placement of your asking. No fluff. I'm just ranking you. This thing's lying. Popular radio host, blah, blah, blah. It says, of all-time radio hosts, by the way, it says, first of all, Doug Wright, number 1. Paul Harvey, when he was in Utah. Apparently, he was in Utah. Okay. Tom Barberi, you can't
Tom Barberi, of course,
disrespect
legend,
those guys.
Yeah.
They said Bill Allred, but then just in parentheses, the Radio from Hell crew.
Okay.
Can't argue with that.
Sure.
Rod Arquette, you and my former boss.
Rod hired Alex.
Okay. All right. Ethan Millard 6 and Alex Curie 7.
Yeah.
First of all.
Wait, is Doug on this same list?
You know why
did I
that
miss
happened?
that?
Doug's number 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Doug was number 1 on the list.
You know the only reason why that is because you listed my name first.
It could be.
If you would have listed your name first, we'd be flipped.
But where in the top 100? Because it puts us between about 80. It puts us between. It says between 75 and 85 on the
top 100 Utahns.
We gotta make
That's actually awesome.
We gotta make a list out of this. It's just assuaging us. This is what I hate about AI.
What kind of prompts?
If I said, "What about a burger?" They go, "Yeah, the burger should be number 1. Oh, crab burger should be number 5." You're right.
But are we right now, though? Are we right now, according to AI, top 100 Utahns?
It says it. I'm asking for an actual ranking. It puts you at 88 and me at 89.
I'll take it, man.
List I've ever heard.
I'll take it.
While they are popular, long-running, and recognizable Utah radio voices. By the way, no one's ever said that about us. Never would we ever think that. They have a strong presence, but their institutional impact is limited.
We're just starting off. It's fresh now. Get a fresh start. We
Hold
just
on.
hit 100 followers on TikTok.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I know. Here's the thing. I'm sending this to you, and I'm going to CC Emily on it because we're putting these in our obituary. Am I wrong?
The 85th most important Utahn.
Oh, yeah.
Is it 85? Are we 85, 86?
88, 89. We're both top 90. We're both top 90. I've said this for years. We're top 90
We've always
all
done this.
time in Utah. Doug's 35.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right. Well, this is the dumbest thing we've ever done on the show. Ethan.
Are you sure?
I don't know. What's next?
Well, we lost full control. Let's take 5 more minutes in this segment or move on. But we can. Do you want to check in on John Curtis's walk, or do you want to move on?
Let me see here.
We can check on John Curtis's walk. Let's check on John Curtis's walk.
We got 4 minutes. Also.
All right. So do you have the actual video Okay, so we've got the video. This is from this morning?
So Utah Senator John Curtis is doing a walkathon to celebrate America's 250th anniversary. He's walking 250 miles over the course of a certain number of days. He's kind of in the middle of it. He's walking to his house? Where's he walking to? Is it?
It's somewhere down.
Stadium of the...
He's
going to Stadium of Fire.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll see him next week.
Yeah.
Or this weekend.
And where did he start? He started up in
Dingle, Idaho.
Dingle, Idaho, because that was funny. And then he went down.
Didn't he have a connection to Dingle, Idaho?
It was like his mother's birthday.
Yeah. But I think also it's interesting too because he's not really giving us a map. And I get it. You're a U.S. senator. I don't know about telling everybody exactly where you're going to be in the next 20 minutes or whatever it is. And I'm not sure of the route, but he got on today, and this is him this morning getting ready for the day. And
4 a.m.
And at 4 a.m. And I think that he has like an RV that he's staying in. So he has like a support team driving. He'll get into the RV, I think, at night, and then he'll sleep it off, and then he'll get it going again in the morning. So here's John Curtis. I think this morning. I know there we go.
And it's pretty typical of what I start every day with. Of course, the baseball hat, because we just really got to keep the sun off the face. It's dark. It's before 4 a.m., so I've got my light here.
The headlamp.
So can we pause this for a second? Can this be paused?
Yeah, and you'll have to unmute it after every pausing, by the way.
I'm out of the loop.
How stupid this is.
I'm out of the loop on politics, but is this really how he talks?
I think that's a morning wake-up voice.
It's his
seems
morning
deeper
voice.
than normal.
It's his morning voice.
Well, let's have him come in and record some spots, some promos here at KSL while he's got that voice.
John Curtis here. You know, when I'm walking in the morning, I like to use my stance socks. All right.
All right, let's keep going.
A pretty light jacket, but underneath it I have a long sleeve t-shirt, and underneath that I have a short sleeve t-shirt, and no doubt by the end of the day, while it's cold right now, I think it's 47 out, by the end of the day I'll be in the t-shirt. I started with a pair of short pants, but I put on a pair of long pants because of the temperature, but I'm going to carry a pair of short pants that I'll probably switch into. And the big thing is, probably the most important is my footwear. So I've been wearing, I have like a whole bunch of pairs of these. They're Stance, they're wool, they're really thick.
Yeah, they're nice.
And those are the best socks I could find. And then for my shoes, this morning I'm going to start off with these by New Balance. They're trail runners. I start on trails, but then I end on the asphalt for a long section as well, probably about 20 miles a section. So I have some Hoka running shoes that I'll be wearing, and I have 4 different pairs of running shoes that I use, and I just rotate them. I think rotating them is really important. By the end of the day, I might even have rotated 3 pairs of shoes. And then I'm reaching in here and pulling out of my Hoka these arch supports. I get plantar fasciitis, and these keep that away, and it's been really good. So that's what I'm wearing today.
There you go.
This is a
I
comprehensive
love how
review.
it's just a full-on fit. I was kind of disappointed. I thought he was going to be like, and I got this off Amazon, $7.
This is like he's an influencer right now. His social team
Check the
is...
link below. Check the link below.
I kind of like this. I think this is a cool way to do the 250th because everything else has gotten so lame. Just so lame and just so political. It's like, I kind of like it. He's going from his grandma's house to the fireworks. Right? Isn't that kind of how it works?
To the legal fireworks.
To the one fireworks show that we're still going to have, which is Stadium of Fire. And that's his route.
Plus, his Provo's his city, man.
I like it, and I like it. Everything else is just blah.
Well, we'll keep my favorite part is, and I think at some point this week we'll have to do it. People are giving him they're giving him the business in the comment section. You can't do a thing as a political leader and you're like, hi, we're handing out cinnamon rolls to all of these kids at the shelter this morning, and then they go, you would do that, wouldn't you? And then they start going off about well, that's interesting. Where were you when they did the vote on blah blah blah? And you're like, this is hilarious.
Who would have a problem with that video though? Oh, the socks,
comments,
the wrong socks.
The comments do. Must be nice.
I'll never vote for you again. Those socks.
Must be nice. You know how much my Social Security taxes are? But the lady ended one of the comments. This is very literally. This is why I think we should do this later in the week because we'll have a bunch of different days of him going, getting ready to do day number 7. Then people are like, you dirtbag. Not because of that. I don't want that. I'm just showing you how people will just get riled about anything.
Yeah.
And the second thing that the thing that she, and then she just ends the comment with, you do not care about the children. That was how she ended it. He's like, I got these nice socks. It's kind of cold this morning. You don't care about the children.
So we've got. Can I give you an update on the Magnolia Bakery banana pudding red velvet cupcake?
Yeah. I'm assuming you're doing this update because it's in your favor, but go ahead.
Naturally, red velvet cupcake is leading 56-44. So
Percent. My question is
have you voted yet?
I haven't voted yet. Let's get it going.
So
banana to 57500 or
well, we have a poll in
bananas.
the
There is
YouTube.
a
chat, but we are also taking text through the day.
yeah,
take the
but,
text.
It's out 9 votes. So.
Banana to 57500.
So you got to get on. So pull up the stream. Let me help you vote. You want me to help you vote? It's not in my best interest because I'm Team Red Velvet Cupcake, but I want this to be fair. So do you want me to help you vote?
Fine. No, I'll find it. Oh my goodness, that video of John Curtis just popped up on my screen. That same one you were watching, and so it was stark.
Yeah.
It was him in the morning blowing his nose. I don't know if I needed that. Okay. So where's the poll then?
Well,
it's in the comments. So
personally,
over to
I've
the
never
right.
tried either of these yet. So.
Yeah.
But you might not be able to vote if you're in the back end.
It will not
if you're
me.
KSL Brightside, you won't be able to vote.
It won't let me. Yeah.
See, I'm logged in as myself.
We got another. Oh.
Keep it coming.
Keep
it coming.
We had someone
guys.
vote for. Yeah, another vote for Red Velvet.
All right, stop it. We don't need to everyone just because Ethan's in here talking about red velvet cupcakes and how he loves to drink the frosting. Okay, banana pudding is misrepresented.
You know how
too.
I like. Let me tell you though. So let me say something about cream cheese frosting.
Oh, see.
You brought it up.
I know. I brought it up because that's what you're leaning on. It's a freaking crutch. And
But
I've told
you
people
said-
this about red velvet cupcakes for years. Their crutch is their cream
So
cheese
you
frosting.
said I like to drink red velvet, or you said I like to drink cream cheese frosting.
Frosting, yes.
That is absolutely the wrong thing.
It's a spoon.
So the best way to eat cream cheese frosting is after it's been chilled in the fridge, or I mean even the freezer for a little bit.
Is it this? The hook
Because
of the
it's-
finger hook of
No,
death?
no. Because then all the fats stiffen up. All the fats
I
stiffen up.
appreciate you telling me how refrigerators work and saturated fats.
The fats,
Yeah.
they stiffen up.
I know.
That's all
I've
I'm
heard
saying.
it. All right.
Is you don't want to drink it.
You can't drink it. You don't want to put it in the microwave, melt it down. All right, Millard. Final segment of our stream here as we get going. What do you have here for us?
This is on me now.
Yes,
All right.
it is.
We've got an Animal Kingdom. Do we have an intro for Animal
yes,
Kingdom?
I think
Stand
we
by.
do. It's a lot of
All right,
animal
we're going to
stories,
do an
so-
intro because these are actually some really interesting.
By the way, just so you know, no, there's not one video or there's not one animal story that comes in on this show that is not brought by me. It's always going to be Ethan.
I love the animal stories. Are we ready, Caitlin?
Yeah, here we go.
Apex predator to the cuddly kitty. Welcome to the KSL Brightside Animal Kingdom.
All right, first up, alligators injure 3, 1 fatally in string of attacks in Florida. So we've had this conversation before. Why do people live there?
In Florida?
Yes.
It's humid, it's warm, but it's definitely
Serious encounters with alligators remain relatively rare, according to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, but there have been 3 attacks in the last 7 days. 2 came within 24 hours of each other. So how much longer is the Florida Wildlife Conservation Commission going to tell us that alligator attacks are rare?
so
Because
those are pretty
3
rare.
because 3 in the last 7 days,
One being fatal.
1 being fatal.
I mean, it's no Japanese
Doesn't
bear,
sound very
but
rare to
it's getting there. I will say this about Florida. I like Florida, and I do like also. They have bounties, I think, on these alligators. Like you can just kill them at will, and then you bring it's like the old West. I think you bring their hide in, and you get like $4.
Well, responding officers found they captured a 13-foot alligator at the scene and a 12-footer nearby. This was the fatal attack. They said either of these alligators could have been responsible for the attack.
Okay.
They didn't even try to run.
Yeah.
They just hung out because they know. What are you going to do?
They just know.
They didn't even try to run.
Caitlin, when are we doing the hawk talk?
I'm doing the hawk right now.
We can, if we can fit it in, we can.
Hold
do
on,
it.
but
No, the hawk
did
is-
you pull up the
I
one?
have
Do
the
you have the
video.
video?
The hawk is right now.
I have
So
the
here's the
video, unless
thing.
you got more to say about alligators.
I just
No.
want to.
I just wanted to make the point that Florida is not a safe
Well,
state.
I want to bring up that you talked about Florida not being a safe state, but I'm kind of the hawk expert around here.
Okay.
Why are we talking about a hawk?
Roll
Say
this
that
out.
first.
The reason we're talking about a hawk is because we got a message on our between us this morning, and Corey, our beloved board op downstairs, said, "Hey, we need to get the word out. There's a hawk that's missing." And while my hope is strong that we can find him or her. What's the name of the hawk again?
Stax.
Stax.
It's a he. It's a him.
Okay.
It's a dude.
Stax, he, him.
It's a dude.
Stax, he, him, the hawk is missing. And how do we can I have the connection to Stax? Was
so
he on one of those
Stax,
videos?
Utah.
Stax belongs to an organization called Hawkwatch, and so Stax is a trained hawk. And in fact, you'll be able to identify him by his accessories. He's got the leather straps on his claws.
Yeah, okay.
So he'll look like when you see him, you'll see those straps. He'll look different from other hawks.
They normally put like a version of like a hawk air tag on these. They have like GPS they can track these with. Now the only reason I'm bringing this up is because I'm kind of the hawk expert, Ethan. I don't know if you know this.
Well, this one doesn't have any kind of. They didn't put an Apple tag.
That's their problem because they do. And I will say that I have a lot of experience with hawks. Do you recall this particular moment when in my life when I interacted with a hawk quite not just frequently, but I was actually attacked by a hawk?
I do. This was an award-winning hawk attack.
Let's do this. Let's see it.
Can I have a Dorito?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Can I?
No.
Please?
No.
One?
No.
Can I please have one?
Oh, there he is. Stax's little brother. Okay, attack. He's not moved by that guy at all. Okay. Hold on, we got to see the last part. You didn't see the last part. Oh, here we go. Here comes the. He's gonna get it. Oh, it comes through the window and gets him. So now, during the shooting of this, during the shooting, I would love to say during the shooting of this, no hawks were harmed. I would love to say it. The way they got that thing to attack me during that shoot, because that was a fat version of me doing that commercial.
How long ago was that?
15 years ago.
Yeah, I did not know that was you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was 15 years ago.
Alex had several acting gigs.
I thought you were going to say several bodies that he was surrounded by. I've done a lot of on-screen stuff, but the thing is, they brought the hawk in, and they had a hawk wrangler, and the hawk wrangler was like, "Okay, we're gonna have to get it to attack you," and I was like, "We're not really getting it to attack." They're like, "No, we'll green screen in the actual attacking, but we need to get him to go from this kid's arm, who was on the couch there, who I met that day, and they put the leather glove on the kid, and the hawk is staring straight at me right there." Now, when the meat was on my chest, which is how they got it to come get me, they put a piece of chicken on the chest on a piece of leather, and it was raw. And he put it on there, and he goes, "Okay, great. So now I'm going to do this. Now we need a shot of him flying at you, but if you're still, he won't do anything.
Okay.
He'll just land on it and eat the meat. Okay. Also, don't make eye contact with him. They're like, do not
They
look
said
at it.
that?
Don't you
Oh
dare
my
look
gosh.
at it. Yeah, because then they'll think. He said then he'll think that he's competing with you for the food. And I said, he sees my whole body, probably thinks I'm competing with him for all the food. But he was like, so the thing flew at me. It landed on my chest. It got the chicken off of there. It jumped up to my head. And it started scratching at me.
Did it hurt on your head?
Yeah, a little bit. I had like actual like scratches that needed like Band-Aids. But long story short, the hawk at the end of the day, we had to go the next day and shoot some pickups to the commercial. Like, hey, this part we're gonna do. And I was like, oh, that hawk was awesome. And they were like, well, it's a good thing we got all that yesterday because he was missing last night. And we're like, wait, what happened? They said the guy ended up going up and hiking up into the hills where he was getting pinged where it was. And it was in a much larger hawk nest on a pile of bones. So RIP to that bird who's in that Doritos commercial we shot.
Well,
Anyway,
even
but also
still.
RIP to Stax. I'm assuming he's no longer with us.
Well, you know what? I mean, at least he died for a good cause because that was a really good message about how good Doritos are.
No, his day rate was way
Really
bigger.
important
His day
message.
rate was way bigger than mine. I did this certainly for free. I'm sure I did this for free.
But that won an award.
They won a
commercial
handful
won
of
an
them.
award.
Yeah. BYU's Ad Lab took off after that. So
Did they award the hawk posthumously?
No, they got all these. I hope so. They show RIP in the arms of the angel. Sorry, we're making light of Corey's hawk. It's not Corey's hawk, though, right?
No,
but
it's
she
not.
suggested the story because she cares
suggested it.
about the hawk.
But this is something we should be on the lookout for. So it was lost in Salt Lake City near the offices of Hawkwatch, which is 9th East and Simpson Avenue.
They have an office?
In Sugar House. And so they want you to call. You can go to hawkwatch.org to contact them. If you see this, they just want a sighting. You don't have to catch it.
It is surely
They just want a sighting. If you see it,
is surely
let
been
them
eaten.
know.
But if you see it.
I'm not convinced that it has surely
I know
been eaten,
because you watch too many Disney movies. You've watched too many Disney movies.
But if it stays in the city, it's going to be kind of one of the larger predators, right?
Yeah.
If it gets up into the foothills, then
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, who knows? But if it's down in the city, we had a couple of this kind of hawk. At least I think it was this kind of hawk in our neighborhood, and they can fly into the trees and chase small prey.
Yeah, so that we would get them when we lived in Sugar House. We had these Cooper hawks, and so I have a son named Cooper, and he thought it was the coolest thing that the bird that was named after him came into our backyard and just absolutely obliterated a pigeon. It was sweet, dude.
You know what? It cleaned out, the hawks cleaned out all the magpies in our neighborhood.
Magpie's a bird. It's not an actual pie.
No.
I forgot.
Cleaned out all the birds.
Right.
And which was great for us.
Guess what we have to do, Ethan?
What's that?
We got to go downstairs. And you know what that means? The rest of our show is going to get picked up when we come back downstairs. The 1 to 3 version of the program. And we're going to be doing our more of our top 250, America's top 250 here on the week of the 4th of July here. Oh, Ethan, you and I are going to be down at the parade, by the way, on Saturday. Wave and say hi to Ethan. Did you get your shirt, your KSL shirt? Or are you going to wear that?
I did.
Are you going to wear this uniform?
Well, I'm worried that if I wear the KSL shirt, no one will recognize me.
You want to wear this dress outfit?
I need to wear my button-down dress shirt.
Yeah. Well, then people will take you seriously. All right. For Caitlin, for Michael, Ethan, I'm Alex. We'll be downstairs. Stay on the stream. We'll see you in a few.
Live. When the earthquake hit, their 8th floor apartment fell out from beneath their feet. She had Juan David on her chest as the building fell around her. Dad Hansen rallied their neighbors to dig his family out.
You can see how moved he is because he really believes this was an act of God, but he's, I guess, struggling to understand why his family was saved and why so many thousands of people may have died.
Diana broke her leg and sustained other injuries, but Juan David doesn't have one scratch on him. She says the Bible saved them. But as rescue efforts enter their 6th day, the death toll is rising. Now more than 1,700 have been confirmed dead and more than 5,000 injured. And we're now learning Americans are among those killed. 3 in the earthquake and 12 are still missing.
Such a devastating tragedy. Good to hear a little bit of good news in all of that. That is the KSL In-Depth at 15 and 45. Let's get you up to date now on traffic and weather together. It's brought to you by UCCU. Learn how to save more this summer at uccu.com. Here's Ricky Meese.
Still seeing 2 to 3 miles of backups on Highway 40 trying to access the I-80 junction in Summit County. In the valley, we're seeing a good drive on all the valley freeways, but we still have crews on the scene of this crash in Midvale, northbound State Street 7200 South. It's been blocking right lanes of travel. Also, a crash in Box Elder County could be causing delays in both directions. There's definitely some backup there. It's Highway 89. This crash is approximately 7400 north in the South Willard area. If that is a spot you normally travel, you may want to avoid it and take an alternate route. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL 7-day forecast, 81 today, partly cloudy skies, and a slight chance for a pop-up in the afternoon. I think a lot of the activity stays in the mountains. Similar performance by clouds on Wednesday, partly cloudy, 20% chance, 87 breezy. 89, mostly sunny skies on Thursday. Friday, 90, up to 91, mostly sunny on your 4th of July. Then we'll go to mid and upper 90s Sunday and Monday. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
And it's mostly cloudy, 73 degrees downtown. 7-day forecast is brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. Quick check of the markets. The NASDAQ leading stocks higher. A complete update of your money news is coming up next.
Hey, it's Brian with Olson's Greenhouse. In today's busy world, your home should be your sanctuary. A peaceful retreat where you can unwind, breathe deeply, and recharge. And what better way to create that haven than with flowers? A pop of color in your flower beds, a cheerful container garden by the front door, or a lush patio filled with vibrant blooms can transform any space into a personal oasis. Flowers don't just brighten up your home, they lift your spirits too. Research even shows that surrounding yourself with plants can reduce stress and boost happiness. At Olson's Greenhouse, we grow premium quality plants that make it easy to bring beauty and joy into your life. Whether you prefer bold, eye-catching colors or soft, soothing pastels, we have the perfect flowers to complement your space. And with locally grown plants, you know they're ready to thrive. This spring, create a sanctuary of color and comfort with flowers from Olson's Greenhouse. Find us on Instagram at Olson's Greenhouse Gardens or go to OGG.com to find a retailer near you. That's OGG.com for Olson's Greenhouse Gardens.
Murphy's Law says that if your air conditioner is going to break down this summer, it's going to be when you least expect it and at the worst possible time. And for a lot of homeowners, the fear isn't just the breakdown. It's worrying about what happens next. Is this going to cost a fortune? Am I going to be pressured into replacing it? Can somebody just help me figure out what's wrong? At Any Hour Services, that's exactly what we're here for. Maybe your system just needs maintenance to help prevent breakdowns before they happen. Maybe a part failed, and a simple repair gets you back up and running quickly. Or maybe your system's getting older, repairs are adding up, and you think replacing it makes more sense. Whatever the situation, we'll walk you through your options, answer your questions, and make sure you have the information you need to make the decision that's right for your home and your budget. Maintenance, repair, or replacement, you choose what's right for you. That's how Any Hour Services works. Options, not pressure. Call Any Hour Services next time you need help with your air conditioner. Google Any Hour Services or schedule online at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
Hi, it's Greg Skordas. What if I told you that 4 weeks from now, everything could feel different, including your energy, your weight, and the way your clothes fit? That's what Soda Dynamic Diet did for me, and that's what it will do for you. My first 4 weeks with Soda, I lost 18 pounds. After 7 weeks, I'd lost 30 pounds. Right now, listeners can get 4 weeks free when they call 866-800-SOTA and mention KSL Radio. Soda Diet and Nutrition teaches you how to let go of the weight and keep it off for a lifetime with no shots, no pills, just real food, expert guidance, and habits that last. Weight loss medications can cost a lot, and for many people, the bill does not end. Soda is different. Degreed nutritionists help you get the root cause of your challenges, guide you one-on-one, and teach you lifelong habits so that you can lose the weight without signing up for a lifetime bill. Get 4 weeks free when you call 866-800-SOTA and mention KSL Radio. SOTA is, say it with me, state of the art.
KSL News Time 12:54. The cost of live events has been increasing over the last 5 years or so to the point where it's being dubbed as funflation. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze has more.
Across the U.S., admission prices, including for concerts, theater, and sports events, are up 27% in the past 5 years, driven in part by factors like higher touring costs and more elaborate shows.
Schulze says some people are even dipping into their savings to afford the fun. Some experts say some credit cards could offer deals, and that looking for tickets last minute from people who are desperate to get rid of them also may help bring the cost down. Watching Utah's money, the price of a barrel of crude continues to tick down, but gas prices actually went up here in Utah overnight, sitting at $3.91, only a penny higher from yesterday, and the national average went down the same amount. That's at $3.85. Some Americans are finding themselves unable to retire due to loans they took out in their 20s. According to the Wall Street Journal, baby boomers with federal student loans owe an average of about $45,000 more than 3 times that of borrowers that are in their early 20s. The American Pyrotechnics Association expects one of their biggest years of sales to date, despite a statewide firework ban in Utah. Last year, they sold over $2.3 billion in fireworks, and they're expecting this year to be even bigger for America's birthday. And taking a look at your money at this moment, the Dow is up by 169 points, more than 0.25%, sitting at 52,353. S&P up by nearly 60 points. The NASDAQ up by 356 points. That's more than 1.25%. Up to 80% of new homes are being built in a homeowners association, but will they stay in an HOA? One neighborhood in Ogden found themselves without water when they discovered that they live in a defunct HOA. And Utah HOA Ombudsman Aaron Ryder says when one does dissolve, the utilities don't just transfer over.
That doesn't just default to the city. The city you have to negotiate with the city or with the county to actually have them take it over.
One community member had to step up to pay for the repairs, and now community members are trying to give those responsibilities back to the city.
Hey, I'm not one to say I told you so, but do you remember last year when I told you that Pure Talk was hands down the best wireless company that I'd ever used? Well, some of you were skeptical, but Consumer Reports just asked 120,000 people to rate every wireless company in America, including the big boys. Well, guess which company was the only company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. Coverage, support, value, data. 5 stars across the board. No service contracts, no cancellation fees, just great U.S. customer service on a crazy fast 5G network for a fraction of what you've been paying. I'm not going to say I told you so, but I will encourage you one more time to dial pound 250, say micro, and switch to a 5-star American wireless company that won't let you down. Pure Talk.
What if we could disagree without disliking each other? Join KSL News Radio for Utah Unites America 250, a conversation across differences, proving we can disagree, stay friends, and still call this country home. Longtime radio host Doug Wright leads an honest discussion about bridging political divides, listening with respect, and finding common ground. Panelists include former Governor Mike Leavitt, Representative Brian King, and Gabby Finlayson of the Elevate Utah podcast. This special 1-hour town hall will be live on July 1st at 11 a.m., sponsored by America First Credit Union.
When American troops withdrew from Afghanistan in 2021, thousands of evacuees fled to the U.S. for protection. Many Americans welcomed their new neighbors.
For the last week, the governor tells me his office has been getting calls nonstop with Utahns wanting to help.
When we saw the pictures and the videos coming out of Afghanistan, we prayed to be able to help them.
But then, what happened? Listen to Stranger Becomes Neighbor, wherever you get your podcasts.
All in together now, we can make it better, can we do it? We'll rope it up, cause we know how to jump.
Moving and eating better every day can help make you and your kids healthier. Search We Can online to find out more. A message from the Ad Council, HHS, and NIH's We Can program.
Traffic and weather, it's brought to you by UCCU. Auto loan rates as low as 4.74% APR. Here's Ricky Meese.
The crash is getting loaded onto tow trucks in Midvale, but right lanes are still blocked northbound on State Street at 7200 South. And we still have delays on Highway 40, about 3 miles of solid backups trying to get to the I-80 junction in Summit County. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Today, the cool one for the rest of the week, and then the temperatures climbing up into the 90s by the weekend. Looks like our chance of showers has really just decreased to just about nothing across the Wasatch Front, even though it looks like right now we could see a few sprinkles here in downtown Salt Lake City. Again, today's high, 81 degrees. And mostly cloudy, 73 degrees right now in downtown Salt Lake City. KSL Brightside coming up next.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Good afternoon, 1 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Adam Small to look at our top stories this hour. Many of the families who lost their homes and cabins to the Cottonwood fire near Beaver are finally getting their first look at what's left today. Andy Anderson lost a ranch that had been in his family for generations.
If you're lucky enough to be at a cougar ranch, you're lucky enough. And that's kind of how our family looked at it, you know. We're not a wealthy family, but that was our wealth right there.
Fire officials believe 150 structures have been destroyed by the Cottonwood fire so far. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. The Supreme Court has upheld state bans on transgender athletes in women's and girls' sports.
Justice Brett Kavanaugh's majority opinion says it's reasonable to have separate sports teams for boys and girls, pointing to the inherent physical differences between the sexes. The court's holding is that states may ban transgender athletes from girls' and women's sports, with Kavanaugh citing the need to reduce the risk of physical injury and ensure fair competition. The 3 liberal justices on the court wrote separately to express their disagreement with the majority's opinion.
ABC's Stephen Portnoy reporting, though opponents to the ruling say there should be more nuance to the conversation. KSL News Radio's Brianna Willis has more.
The ruling would allow states to make decisions on who can play women's sports based on biological gender under Title IX rules. Equality Utah's Director of Legal Affairs, Marina Lowe, says there should be other questions to ask rather than a blanket ban, instead looking at each student to determine eligibility. House Minority Democrats put out their own statement saying gender identity should not be used as a tool to divide and exclude vulnerable young people, and this will not help strengthen women's sports.
Utah House Speaker Mike Schultz says today was a major win for the integrity of women's sports, and every girl deserves a level playing field. Your money at this moment, the markets are all up. The Dow is currently up 149 points, up to 52,331. The S&P is up 61. The NASDAQ having another great day, up 372 points this hour. Coming up, a little bit cooler and cloudy today, but more hot weather is on its way. KSL weather is next. KSL News Time 102.
Mornings are for recharging.
And they're for starting your day right.
We volunteer to join you in the car. Get news and weather at 102.7 FM during the most important part of your day.
Andy and Amanda, each morning between 5 and 9 on KSL News Radio.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
As we celebrate America 250, KSL presents Utah Cornerstones, honoring the businesses that built our past and continue to shape our future.
America wasn't built by chance. It was built by grit, innovation, and the right tools in hard-working hands. For over a century, Industrial Supply has proudly supplied those who build Utah and beyond. Family-owned Utah business since 1916. That's 110 years contributing to Utah heritage. Industrial Supply has grown into one of the largest industrial distributors in the Intermountain West, with locations across 5 states, supplying safety and tooling solutions across construction, mining, manufacturing, and more. Industrial Supply is more than just a supplier. They have the local roots, the regional scale, and the product expertise to keep operations informed and optimized. Because they're not just a part of the job, they're part of the legacy of building America.
Utah Cornerstones on KSL News Radio.
Hey, Holiday, New York just got a whole lot closer. Magnolia Bakery, New York's famous bakery since 1996, is now open in Holiday Hills. Craving something iconic? Step into a true neighborhood bakery experience using simple, high-quality ingredients to create baked fresh daily American classics, including the world-famous banana pudding, cupcakes, cakes, cheesecakes, and more. Magnolia Bakery is known around the world. It's the taste of New York, served fresh and locally owned and operated right here in Utah, bringing that legendary charm home to Holiday Hills. It's more than just a delicious dessert stop. It's worth a visit. You've seen Magnolia Bakery on Saturday Night Live and more. Now it's your turn to see what the buzz is all about. Find the authentic Big Apple sweetness at 1895 East Rodeo Walk Drive in Holiday, where the Cottonwood Mall used to be. Open every day, including Sunday. Magnolia Bakery in Holiday Hills, where every day deserves dessert. A New York City bite without the flight.
Time for traffic and weather together, which is brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese.
Almost clear, but traffic definitely getting through the area much better. An accident northbound State Street 7200 south. A tow truck getting ready to pull away, and then it just leaves the officer. So that's almost open. If you're going to be traveling the Salt Lake County freeways, you're seeing good speeds with no problems. No matter the weather, your feet can feel fantastic. Find the Good Feet location nearest you at goodfeet.com. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Expected to be a little bit cooler today with mostly cloudy skies and a high of 81. We should be back into the upper 80s by tomorrow and Thursday, back into the 90s by Friday, and then this weekend we could be getting up into the mid-90s, potentially even hotter than that going into next week. Right now it is 74 degrees and mostly cloudy skies in downtown Salt Lake City. I'm Adam Small from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com. We're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
KSL Brightside with Ethan Miller.
Doug Wright is probably rolling over in his grave hearing us back on the air.
And Alex Curie.
Well, first of all, Doug's not dead, but yeah, he probably would not approve.
This is KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome to KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millard here with Alex Curie. Thanks so much for joining us. We've got a lot happening today. But first, Alex, as always. Oh, and I wanted to mention something else. And we don't have to go into it, but we have in studio banana pudding and red velvet cupcakes from Magnolia Bakery. So the feud going on right now between Alex and me and
it's only getting solved with actual
escalating.
Physical eating of the items.
It's escalating today. So we're going to continue taking your texts on that. And we actually have food in the studio. Do not tell the engineering team.
Well, we're not going to eat it. This is all for show. All of this is 100% air. Like we're like,
oh, that's right.
Really good.
Oh, no, you're right. You're right.
Thank you.
None of it's going to be. That's really well said. Really well said.
Happy Tuesday. You know what that is? We got all sorts of fun things planned today, Ethan.
But first, the three things.
Your top trending stories happening right now. KSL Brightside's The Three Things.
All right, thing number one. An estimated 150 buildings have been destroyed in the Cottonwood fire east of Beaver. But firefighters have been able to save about 130 structures. So we've lost 150. Really, they've saved 130 within the burn area.
So do we know much about the buildings that have gone down at all?
It's a combination of things. So there have been outbuildings, RVs, condos, homes, all kinds of different buildings have been both burned and saved. What's significant now is firefighters are starting to allow property owners up into some of the more safe areas to start to photograph properties. So they're not letting anyone into their homes, but they're allowing people to go up, assess the property, see the damage, and start to document, start to take photos and things like that. And so that is something they're allowing to do, which is a really, really good sign for those areas. But unfortunately, the fire still only got 4% containment as of Monday.
Yeah, it's been at zero. It's been at zero for the vast majority of. So I guess 4. So it's something. But I think more importantly, when they get to the spot where they've been able to save more than 100 buildings. I know that a bunch have already gone up, and that's
150. They've lost 150. They've saved 130.
See, that to me is just the effort is going in there. And by the way, when you're driving home in your air conditioning in your car, and you think about people that are just constantly fighting those ridiculously hot, intense fires, on top of the fact that it's extremely dangerous, and we lose a couple lives or 3 lives yesterday with the. With that fire on the Colorado and Utah border up there on the upper Colorado corridor, it's just so terrifying.
Which, by the way, we're going to have John Smith join us in studio here because we wanted to know about those fire shelters, those emergency fire shelters. He's got one. He's going to bring it in and talk to us about how they work. You know, when they work, when they don't work. He's going to kind of get us some details on how that is. This weather, though. This weather has been a gift to firefighters. I'm looking at the wildfire dashboard on Utah Fire Info. New starts in the last 24 hours, 0.
That's really good.
Do you remember last week? We were getting 10, 15 new starts every 24 hours.
Yep.
And so this is a huge, huge, huge thing to have none. Now, temperatures are going to start going up again this weekend, right back up into the 90s. And so we're going to get back into that danger zone really, really quickly. But it's nice that firefighters have had a chance to kind of focus on some of these bigger fires and worry less about the new starts, because those we're going to be right back into it probably next week. So anyway, that's the thing number one. Thing number two, Utah Jazz license plates get a flashy new redesign, and it looks like we're going to get a Mammoth license plate too. The Smith Entertainment Group unveiled both new Jazz and Mammoth license plate designs. Now, you've got Jazz plates, don't you?
I I do have the Jazz license plate. It's just like the and I feel sheepish with it now because I got the white plate with like just the black note.
What's wrong with it?
That's not as cool as these.
Everyone's going for the black plates.
And because we have two cars with the black plates that are just like the black plate that's regular, and we found out that one is like actually now the one that everybody wants the most.
I don't have any themed license plate at all, and it's not.
Which one do you pick though? Because they make you pick either the skier or the Arches or the God Bless Americas. Which one do you do?
I prefer.
You can't just have a clear license plate.
No, but like I don't have an
here.
affiliation plate or an affinity plate.
Yeah, because you have neither of those things. I know.
No, I have affinities. I just don't want people to know that much about me. I just don't want to disclose everything about me, myself.
I get
That's
it.
all I'm saying.
I get it. I will say we have our kids who are wanting to put bumper stickers on their cars, and I said we don't do that.
No.
Why not? Because we don't want to identify more ourselves even more. All right. You drive down the road, your car is basically an invisibility cloak. All right?
I've given this lesson to my daughter too because we've been out shopping a few times.
Yeah,
and they'll say, "Hey,
you want this sticker?
If you join our club,
it's a peace sign.
It's free to join, and you just give us your phone number or your email."
Yeah,
and I tell them no, and my daughter will say, "Well, Dad, you're saving this money," and I say, well, "You know what I have? I have the $5. I have the $8.
Yeah,
going to save me. I don't need to save $8.
No.
What I need is." Please give me a little more privacy than I currently have.
Ask my phone how much fun it was to sign up for that club to save 10%, and then now I'm getting all the, hey, we're doing some roofing in your area. I don't know if you noticed this, but we could pay you top dollar for that really important property for us at, and then they just fill in the blank, and you're like, I don't know where you got that. I do not know
I got a text the other day. I showed it to you.
Yeah,
I got a text. It was, hey, we found some serious damage at a house near my address.
Your area.
Right?
Yeah,
at a house near my address. Just wondering if you want us to come out and take a look before, just to make sure that if there's any problem before.
I don't know what's worse. Would you rather go a lifetime with never getting a phone call or a text message that's a troll or like the scam ones?
Yeah.
Or go a lifetime? I could guarantee you either one. Here's a great would you rather, Ethan. I can guarantee you either one, and they're not going to increase. They're not going to get more crazy. I'm just saying they're at the rate you're getting them now. Door-to-door salesman eliminated forever from your life, or text messages or unsolicited phone calls eliminated.
Phone calls, text and phone calls. 100%.
I think I agree too.
Yeah, 100%. I'm really bothered by.
I can deal with the dude bros at my door.
Yeah, and they're always nice. Like I never have a problem. Yeah.
No, they're not.
I have some nice ones.
I had the one tell my kid, he goes, go get your mom. I saw the car was in the driveway. And he was like, okay.
Yeah. Well, they're nice to me. I should say they're nice to me. Other people might have a different
wish
experience.
I would have been there.
But the affinity license plates are cool. But is that dumb for me to say? I just don't want people to know. Well, here's an example, okay? Like the number one rivalry in the state is Utah and BYU.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. So if you are a big-time BYU fan and you see a Ute license plate, do you feel like you know something about that person? Conversely,
you'll at least assume you do. And I will say this.
This is what I'm saying. Conversely,
having a Jazz plate is much different. Like having a rivalry plate in this state is very much a gamble.
Because
unless you live in Provo, like it's. I lived in Salt Lake here. I told you one time my kids built a snowman. They put a Steve Young jersey on it. It was beheaded by lunch.
Yeah.
And
this is what I'm saying.
And the people had thrown the jersey on top of the house. Do you remember this? Like the pizza in Breaking Bad. And my kids are like, "What happened?" And I go, I forgot. Like you just kind of can't have affiliations. So I don't wear any gear around.
This is what I'm saying. People know, like people see that, they see that.
You don't get your car keyed.
They start. It's not even just that. It's not that I'm that worried, but if people will apply stereotypes to you and they will assume things about you.
So they see you and they go, "This jerk has got he's got the wildlife fish on his. I'm gonna key his car." That you don't want to be affiliated with that? What if you went to the University of Utah, which you did?
I prefer to be a man of mystery. That's all I'm
saying. So what about the Mammoth one? The Jazz, you're neutral. No one comes into the state and goes, "I'm keying this guy's car. He's a Jazz fan."
Yeah, that's true. If you went with something like the Jazz or
the Mammoth, you're fine.
Or Utah State, that's much more neutral.
I love it. You're like, but see what you're. I know you think that's a compliment, but you're like saying, or Utah State because no one cares.
No, everyone likes Utah State.
That's not true.
It is true.
They just don't have as much of a following.
Everyone likes it. Some of the state likes and hates the U. Some of the state likes and hates BYU. All the state likes
Yeah.
Utah State.
By the way, I think I'm going to going to pursue a master's degree at Utah State. So
Are you going to?
I'm going to be an Aggie at some point.
Oh, that's awesome. What are you going to study?
Just the oboe. The bassoon. No, I'm going to do the NBA. Yeah, I'm going to do the
an NBA.
No, NBA. I'm going to
an
go play.
NBA.
I'm going to play basketball.
You're going to finally do it. I love it. All right, and then this is our third thing, and I know we're kind of running around
it's
here.
fine.
But state law enforcement officers on Monday announced that they are stepping up patrols and enforcement at reservoirs and lakes across the state for the upcoming July 4th weekend. Here's the thing. It is illegal to operate a boat while you're intoxicated. It's just as illegal in a boat as it is a car. Now, passengers in the boat can drink, but the alcohol has to remain in a separate area as the pilot compartment, and it has to be out of reach of the boat's pilot. So just remember that. They're going to be watching really closely.
Can I bring up, too, I watched a guy get a DUI. I was witness to a guy getting a DUI when we were on the lake last year. Everybody was coming in from the storm. There was an approaching storm. So what happens is all the boats start coming in. So there's a little bit of a line.
Including the guy that didn't have time to sober up.
Including the guy who had a White Claw in his White Claw. And he was like, he rolls up to the dock, and we're all waiting to go because you've got like 8 or 10 boats that are waiting to try to pull up and get their stuff on the trailer because this storm is coming in. You saw it from a long distance off. And they're like, what's this guy doing on the dock? And I'm like, oh, boy. The pen's out, and he's going like the officer is going like this and doing the whole field sobriety thing. And I said, well, that's I don't know. I said, I don't know what's going to happen, but he may suspect that he was drinking on there. And sure enough, put the cuffs on him and put him in the back of the truck, and then that was it. And I was thinking to myself, good for them for just going, you know what? We're just not putting up with it. We're not going to put up with it. So I'm glad they're not going to put up with it. I'm glad they're doing it. By the way, you can always hit us with a text message. 57500 is the text number. I heard fireworks last night, Ethan. I heard the fireworks going off. Yeah, because we're right next to Kaysville, who still, I think, hasn't technically made a decision yet. Ethan, they're still stalling on the decision.
Are they still?
So this purgatory might actually buy them some time all the way up through the 5th.
They're just punting.
I know they go, we'll get
forth.
back to you. We'll get back to you. We'll get back to you. We'll get back to you. Now, obviously, that doesn't work because they're illegal right now until a city determines that they're able to have a couple of safe places. However, I did hear fireworks in my neighborhood last night. Have you heard any fireworks in your neighborhood, in your neck of the woods? Do you know anybody who's been setting them off in places they shouldn't be? 57500. I'm not saying tell me who they are.
Don't rat out.
I just want to know. I just want to know if you guys have heard them like I have, because I'm interested to see if people are going to still just go, don't care, I'm going to set them off. 57500. We'll take a break. We'll come back. John Smith is going to join us next. We're going to talk fire watch, and also those fire shelters that these firefighters are using out of in the wild. So we'll talk more about it. More to go. It is KSL Brightside.
Hi, I'm Maria Chaleos, and I'd like to tell you about my podcast, the KSL News Daily. Every weekday morning, we'll deliver one story explored in depth, plus the 3 things you need to know before your day begins.
But this is new. This is where we human beings are able to trick AI.
This is news with context from the journalists you trust.
Agencies were less than willing to speak with us about this.
Find and follow the KSL News Daily at kslpodcast.com or wherever you listen.
This summer, America turns 250. To honor this anniversary, Utah's United States Senator John Curtis will walk 250 miles through Utah, ending in Provo at the Stadium of Fire on the 4th of July. He'll walk through our communities with Utahns joining him along the way to reflect on America's founding values and how we can embody those values in personal and civic life. He'll also pay tribute to Utah's pioneers and their arrival in the Utah Territory. Even after being driven from their homes, they held fast to their faith in the principles of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. The values that guided them still matter today. Follow Senator Curtis on the journey and reflect with him on the values that have made America endure. You can find Senator John Curtis on social media at Send John Curtis. Paid for by Results Matter Institute.
Hey, Mammoth fans, the 2026-27 season tickets are on sale now. Be there for every goal, every hit, and every moment of the next season. Season ticket members get the best seats, the best value, and exclusive perks all season long. Call or text 801-325-PUCK. That's 801-325-PUCK to reserve your seats today. Don't miss a moment next season. Tusk up.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Get ready for bigger action, faster rides, and edge of your seat thrills. The Ute Stampede Rodeo and Extreme Bulls returning to Utah, July 8th through 11th. See elite athletes compete in PRCA rodeo showmanship with some of sport's biggest payouts. Buckle up for Extreme Bulls, delivering Utah's ultimate showdown. New dates, bigger crowds, limited tickets. Don't miss it. Secure yours now at UteStampedeRodeo.com. That's UteStampedeRodeo.com.
Any Hour Services can help unclog any drain in your house, whether you have a backup, a clog, or a slow drain you want fixed. Call Any Hour Services or visit anyhourservices.com.
KSL Broadcast Group contests are open to participants 18 years of age and older that are residents of Utah, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest may not enter. Persons who have won in the last 30, 60, or 90 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available at kslnewsradio.com/contests.
KSL Brightside with Ethan and Alex. The news just keeps getting weirder on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. This is KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millard here with Alex Keary, and we got a text here, a couple of texts. Alex asked you if you had heard any fireworks in your neighborhood. Alex did in his neighborhood in Fruit Heights. We got a text here. I heard fireworks last night in Lehigh, Saratoga Springs. I heard them last night in East Layton.
Yeah, East Layton. That's like, I mean, you say East Layton, then we're going up the hill there, which
East
then
Layton
you start being like,
is off limits. Yeah, I heard fireworks last night. Live in Clinton near the Clearfield border.
See, but guess what? They're
Clinton-
fine. Clinton's all don't care.
Clinton's wide open. And then here's another one I've heard: fireworks for 3 nights in Roy. So let's bring in a friend of ours, John Smith. He's one of our colleagues here upstairs at the Arrow, and he's also the PIO, Public Information Officer, if you don't know the lingo.
Look at you.
At the North Tooele Fire Department, and a firefighter himself. And John, thanks for joining us. We sure do appreciate it. We've been having you on every couple of days.
I've been here a lot lately.
It's
actually
so great.
it's actually terrible news when you're here. I hope you never come back.
It's so great having you as a resource to give us a little bit of understanding and context. Now, the first thing we want to talk about is these fire shelters. So we all know the story. There were 3 firefighters killed and 2 injured over on the Utah-Colorado border. Big fire there, and they got trapped. They were left without a way out. And what we're learning is that you basically have an emergency solution for what you call a burnover, which is where you're just in the fire. The fire's going to hit you. You're not going to be able to get out. And these are specially made fire shelters that you basically pull over yourselves and then you lay down on the ground. What do these look like? What do they feel like? What are they made of?
So they're made of it's the outside of it is a type of reflective foil. It's designed to reflect the heat back outward. And then the inside is kind of an insulated material that insulates the cool air and keeps the heat out. So it's by no means a foolproof measure
for sure.
as we've learned.
It is a last ditch effort. Yeah.
This is it's better than nothing. type of situation. Now, every wildland firefighter has to carry a shelter on them at all times on the fire ground. That is non-negotiable.
Okay.
Like if you are on the fire
Makes
ground,
sense.
you have a shelter on you. And even if we're just like fighting a grass fire, like even if it's just 10 square feet, we have a shelter just in case.
Yeah.
So where they were fighting on the Utah-Colorado border, that's heavy wooded area, talking tall 30, 40-foot trees, maybe higher. In those kind of areas, when you've got fire burning up and around and in and out, a fire shelter is going to be a little bit less effective than in like a grassy area.
Sure.
Because it's moving fast and it's trapping that heat. So if you watch the Only the Brave movie, the Granite Mountain Hot Shots, they talk about fire shelters a lot in this one. So basically, it looks like silver tinfoil. You look like you're
getting into something on Mars. Yeah.
It looks like you're getting in a spaceship or a baked potato. It's what we call it. And so you get in and you wrap it around you and you put your face to the dirt and you just kind of dig in the dirt and try and get some fresh oxygen. And hopefully the fire burns over you before it gets too hot.
Yeah. And so then the risk to the firefighters, if it's a fast-moving fire, then you have a better chance of surviving because apparently, from what you're saying is, if the fire lingers too long from where you are, if there's too much fuel, it can burn hot enough to still kill the firefighter.
Correct. Now, usually, it doesn't matter if it's a wildland fire or a structure fire. If you are burned alive, if not to get too graphic on the radio, but if you do suffer those type of fatal burns, the thing that gets burned first are your lungs, right? That's why firefighters in the structures, that's why we wear the SCBAs, is to protect our lungs from hot air, because that hot air gets in there, and if it's 150, 200 degrees, your lungs start to blister. So, the skin and everything burns and the hair burns off and it's gross, but if it gets in your lungs, you cannot survive that.
Yeah. Wow. And I wonder if maybe that was the case because there were 5 firefighters. 2 of them did survive.
I can, without even looking at it, I can almost guarantee that's the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're in a fire shelter, if the fire is moving slow or if you're in that heated air for too long, there's just the survivability factor is very, very low.
So
you're dealing, with 250, 300 degree temperatures.
So you don't have to. I mean, because we all imagine, not to be too terrible, we all imagine, catching fire.
Right.
So you're saying it's not a situation where you catch fire. It's you breathe in the hot air long enough and it's high enough. That's what kills you.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's like when, and again, this is not to get too graphic, but when they perform an autopsy, the first thing they're going to look at on a burn victim is their lungs.
Yeah.
If there's, if they've been breathing in hot air, they'll be able to determine, okay, this person died in the fire as opposed to was killed and then put in a fire.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting. We're looking outside just out here on 3rd West, and periodically we're seeing this kind of crazy wind whip up, but the weather has cooled down significantly. I'm always wondering about that because, if it's dry but it's still cool, and they go, oh, the weather's been helping a little bit with this, and I'm always like, how much does that help? How much does this even just cooling things down a little bit help? Not just from the fighting perspective. Obviously, you're we're in a we don't have to deal with us already wearing a massive amount of gear
for sure.
But from the fire conditions themselves and how fires act, does it help in that sense just to be able to have the weather cooled down?
Yes, absolutely. Every degree that the barometer goes, or the thermometer.
Yeah.
Every degree that we drop gives us another foothold, right? So if it's cooler temperatures, the fire is going to spread just a little bit slower because that usually means there's more humidity.
Okay. Yeah.
So if it's cooler, more humid air, the fire is not going to spread as fast. It doesn't necessarily curtail the danger of the fire, but it does give us a little bit more of a fighting chance to get ahead of it. But what's going to kill us today is, again, it's the wind. But when you look at, the weekend is over, we're at the front end of the week. There's not as many people out recreating. There's not as many people setting off fireworks, hopefully. It's going to give us a fighting chance to get these fires under control.
Well, and that's really all the firefighters need is they just need a little bit of a fighting chance and they'll get it handled. Will you hang out with us? We got to take a news break here.
Sure.
And then when we come back, I want to talk a little bit more about that volunteer firefighter concept because we actually got a few texts from people who were looking into volunteering as a
Okay.
wildland firefighter. So I have a couple follow-up questions of what that looks like, because obviously we need more wildland firefighters.
Yeah, we do. Let's get into it.
And so maybe there's an opportunity for us, maybe.
We'll take a break. 57500 is the text number. You can weigh in. You can tell us if you've been hearing fireworks already in your neighborhoods. We've certainly heard them already. Despite the statewide ban, you can hit us up on the text and say, hey, we're hearing them every night over here. We're hearing them every night over here. So far, a couple of nights after the ban, we're hearing it every night where I live. So keep those texts rolling in. Weigh on anything you hear here on the program. 57500. More to go right around the corner. It is KSL Brightside.
1:31 at KSL News Radio. I'm Adam Small to look at our top stories this half hour. Utahns are reacting to the U.S. Supreme Court's ruling against President Trump's attempt to limit birthright citizenship. Utah immigration attorney Carlos Trujillo tells Inside Sources today's ruling was a big relief for many of his clients, including those who are expecting to have a child soon themselves.
There was so much concern for the immigrant community. It was something that it was definitely keeping people awake at night.
Though Utah Senator Mike Lee was one of many who were not happy about the ruling today, saying on X the Supreme Court upheld a, quote, cheap and cheated citizenship, and went on to say, quote, the long fight for a constitutional amendment begins now. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. Legislation aimed at making kids safer online is now one step closer to becoming law.
House lawmakers have passed the Kids Internet and Digital Safety Act. It's a bipartisan package of legislation that, among other things, would require social media companies to adopt new safety measures for children and restrict the use of minors' data for targeted advertising. Advocates say the bill is a step towards a safer internet for young people, but critics fear it may prompt tech platforms to adopt age verification measures for everyone, which is a concern if that additional data people are handing over gets breached. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
And Big Tree, a popular tourist stop near Beaver, is likely a victim of the Cottonwood fire. The massive ponderosa pine tree was last measured to stand 123 feet tall and 5 feet wide, but the 94,000-acre fire likely cut through the area, and Fish Lake National Forest says they are not expecting the tree to have survived when all said and done. Your money at this moment, the market's all still up right now. The Dow is up 149 points. The S&P is up 61. The NASDAQ is now up 400 points. Coming up, still a little cooler today, but don't worry, that scorching summer heat is on its way back. KSL weather is next. KSL News Time 1:33.
A reminder about the simplest way to get updated for your day.
Hit your KSL preset when you jump in the car, and we'll take care of the rest.
Hear key news updates and traffic reports.
Andy and Amanda from 5 to 9 in your car.
KSL News Radio at 102.7 FM.
If you've saved more than $300,000, there's one thing you can do now that can make your savings go twice as far in retirement, and it's tax planning. That's right. Tax planning could significantly reduce the taxes on your IRA and 401k withdrawals, Social Security benefits, and other investment income. Find out how much money you could save with a free retirement tax savings analysis from the good people at Boss Retirement Solutions. To schedule your free analysis, call 801-896-9622. Tax planning for retirement could reduce your taxes not just for 1 year, but for the rest of your life. And the savings could be six figures. Let's find out how much money you could save. Call 801-896-9622. 801-896-9622.
For informational purposes only, actual results may vary. No statement contained herein shall constitute tax, legal, or investment advice. Advisory services offered through Boss Retirement Advisors and SEC registered investment advisor. Insurance products and services offered through Boss Retirement Solutions.
Greater Zion, no greater feeling. At Southern Utah's Copper Rock Golf Course, we embrace that feeling. Here, every swing is surrounded by breathtaking landscapes and world-class amenities, providing that perfect pairing of golf and unforgettable outdoor experiences. Come for the golf, stay for the adventure. Copper Rock, born to be played.
Progressive knows it ain't easy navigating the open plains of home insurance, but there is one man who can help tame that wild herd of options. The Home Quote Explorer.
Note, Progressive's Home Quote Explorer is not a real person, but an online tool that lets you compare home insurance.
He's the type of feller who helps you decide on the right insurance, even if it ain't with him.
Again, not a person, just an online tool that helps you find great home coverage.
A real pioneer.
Okay, fine. Just do the thing.
Yeah!
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-572-3344. That's 800-572-3344.
Traffic and weather together is brought to you by UCCU. Learn how to save more this summer at uccu.com. Here's Ricky Meese.
A small accident southbound Bangerter Highway near California Avenue. It is out of traffic on the right. If you're in Summit County, delays continue on Highway 40 trying to get to the I-80 junction. Common Spirit, hospitals, clinics, and caregivers, all connected to advanced health care in Colorado, Kansas, and Utah. Healthcare with human kindness is here. Hello, human kindness. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Look for cloudy skies and highs in the low 80s today, back up into the upper 80s tomorrow, and Thursday we should be back in the 90s by Friday. Right now it is 73 degrees with mostly cloudy skies in downtown Salt Lake City. I'm Adam Small from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com, we're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
KSL Brightside with Ethan Miller.
And you're sure management's okay with this?
And Alex Curie.
I thought you cleared it with them.
This is KSL Brightside.
All right, welcome
KSL
back.
News Radio.
Oh, geez. I jumped the gun on that. Sorry. Welcome back. This is KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millard here with Alex Curie. And let me tell you something. During the break, we just busted open some banana pudding and red velvet cupcakes. We did a little video for social media. And
it's a Magnolia Bakery. It's world famous.
It's a Magnolia Bakery. And I thought you made a great point. So people in the past have spent tons of money getting these Magnolia Bakeries, specifically the banana pudding, shipped all over the country.
They'd hit it hard on Mother's Day, and it was always tempting. And then finally one year I caved and got like a couple of big quarts or whatever it is.
It lives up to its reputation.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's here in Salt Lake. So now we have Magnolia Bakery here, the New York City original, baked fresh every day.
Yeah,
right
so
here in
long
Salt Lake.
UPS. We don't need you, FedEx. We're fine on our own.
We don't need it anymore. So it's up at Holiday Hills, which is the site of the old Cottonwood Mall. So, so text in at 57500. We're still counting votes. Are you team red velvet or are you team banana pudding?
Yeah, you just text banana to 57500 or velvet to 57500, and then we'll keep adding those up. We've been doing it all week. Millard, in the meantime.
We've got John Smith still with us.
We do have John Smith still with us. I did want to bring this up. There's a couple things going on. So fire, the use of water, all those things. We're asking people if you're hearing fireworks in your neighborhood. And I'm sure, John, when you hear fireworks going off at your house, which I'm sure we all do this time of year because we all do,
Yeah.
you probably just you're in your bed rolling your eyes going, come on, man. This one said, what about the water wasters? Can I report them?
Yeah,
and I thought, but I think Lehigh City has they have a program, or maybe it's Eagle Mountain, it's down there, where you can report somebody for being a quote-unquote water waster, and then they'll start citing them after like the second or third time, which I thought was kind of interesting that they'll
tell you what, when we start flooding because of water wasters, then I'll listen.
Okay.
But in the meantime, we
got bigger fish to fry.
We're setting the world on fire. It's kind of busy.
Speaking of setting the world on fire, let's get back to the topic at hand.
Yes.
So we talked last week about, hey, we need more wildland firefighters. We are, strictly speaking, understaffed. So we're having to poach from different communities to get to these big fires. And there's always that concern of, are we leaving a community unprotected? And so we thought, well, hey, is this something that a lot of us can do? Because you can be a volunteer wildland firefighter and go through those classes, get that certification. It's not the same as being a firefighter that handles structures and things like that.
Right.
And you can do it on a volunteer basis. Now, we had someone text in and said, hey, I looked into that, but it doesn't really pay very well. But But I think, though, the point is...
There's volunteer is the key word there.
This is the thing is, what does that look like?
You were talking about all that free water you can drink by the ambulance in the recovery area. That's
right?
good.
What does that look like when you're a volunteer wildland firefighter? I mean, do you have to just communicate with your work and say, hey, I might get called up, or are there circumstances where there's a fire and you just have to say, I'm sorry, guys, I can't come?
Yeah, I mean, luckily, I work in a place that respects my role in the community.
Yeah,
and they kind of intermingle. So when I firefight, then I tie in the radio. When I'm in the radio, I tie in firefighting. So the two kind of help each other out. But for most wildland firefighters, yeah, it's just all about communication, right?
Okay.
I mean, everybody understands that. Some people have family obligations. Some people have other jobs. Some people have, health issues. Some people have hobbies. It's some guys take time off to go golfing. Sometimes you take time off to go to a softball league, and you have to just talk to your work about it.
You take time off to go fight a wildfire.
So when I see a red flag warning coming up, I let us know that, hey, I'm probably not going to be here on Monday.
So what's the usual requirement? So let's say you get called up. I mean, is this something that you can do just on weekends, or do they expect when they call you, do they usually need you for an indeterminate amount of time?
Sure. It varies from department to department. So my department, for example, all of our firefighters are both wildland and structure certified. So you have to go through all of the courses to get to that with North Tooele. Now, not everybody does that.
What's the time frame on something like that, though? Even if they don't,
it's about 6-7 months, to all in. But for wildland firefighting, you can do it in 1 to 2 months, generally speaking. And we will bring in seasonal wildland crews for years like this. So, just depending on what your community's needs are, reach out to the fire district, reach out to the fire department, reach out to the county, find out what roles are open for you. Now, for you guys, unfortunately, to be structure firefighters, you'd have to lose the beards.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, it's a deal breaker.
I actually have been tired of this beard. I've been wanting to shave it. This is actually why I'm trying to lose weight, is because this beard is hiding a couple extra chins.
But if you're just doing wildland stuff, hey, man,
Wildland,
have all the
beard's
beards you want.
Beard's okay for wild.
Have all the
wildland.
chins you want, Millard.
You can have 7 beards.
That's interesting because, like, structure versus wildfire, I don't know. Is it just because the insides of structures can get so hot? I mean, obviously the beard ends up.
What it does is
the
beard prevents the face mask from adhering to your. It prevents a full seal.
Yeah.
So, and like we talked about in the last break, that hot air gets in your mask. Bad day.
Tough time. Yeah.
So, if you're a wildland guy, sometimes the beard keeps the smoke out.
So the pack test, the 3 miles, 3 mile, 3 miles, 45 minutes with the pack on. Is it 45 pounds?
45-pound pack.
45 pounds.
3 miles in 45 minutes.
I would can't run.
Okay.
By the way.
You can. Oh, it's just brisk. You just have to be
do
brisk.
A brisk walk.
So I could do this because I have kids that I've carried on my all of the kids we've had this backpack that they've all used, right?
Okay.
And I would put them in it till they were really, so I think I'd be good on that. What other physical things do they require us to be able to do or to be able to have?
You'd have to carry a certain amount of weight, a hose pack, stuff like that. You got to carry it from one end to the other. You got to do push-ups. You got to do sit-ups. You got to do an agility test where you have to go through a sort of confidence course.
That's for structure fires and things like that?
Correct.
Yeah.
And then it's, swinging hammers.
Agility test. Hold on. The tires back. I'm back to two-a-days in football again? Is that what's going on?
Absolutely.
From what I read, and I might be wrong on this, but the impression I got was that for the most part, for the wildland firefighting, it's the pack test is kind of the physical test.
That is, now it's up to each individual department. So we have some additional tests based on North Tooele's region and our area that are unique to Tooele County, which are heat, dry landscaping, and then we have hills. So we will do an incline test as well that you'll be tested on. You'll have to get to a certain distance in a certain amount of time carrying not just a vest, but you have to carry a tool with you the entire time.
So it's a real party there in Tooele.
Oh, yeah. Now, do we know how to party or what?
Yeah. Well, so one other thing, and then we'll let you go. We were encouraged to buy fireworks in that presentation that Governor Cox
when he banned fireworks, he encouraged us to buy fireworks.
And I get what he was trying to say, but this is a little bit of an awkward thing because right now across the state, families are buying fireworks and then they have the intention of storing them until they're made legal again. And this is a bad idea from a firefighter perspective.
It is a bad idea.
So what are the risks of storing fireworks in your garage?
Now, again, if it's between the two options of setting them off or storing them is the safer of the two.
Okay.
So if you are going to store fireworks, you want to make sure you're keeping them separated from anything else in your garage, basement, whatever, because certain things can ignite them. So you want to make sure they're in a storage bin, preferably something made out of metal, something that's waterproof, something that is keeping them separated. If you're keeping them in your garage, make sure you're not keeping them next to paint thinner, spray paints,
gasoline.
Another great one. You're not keeping them next to piles of Amazon boxes that you have, piled up out there. Make sure that you're not keeping them next to chargers. If you're charging lithium-ion batteries for your yard tools, your power tools, your e-bikes, whatever, those kind of things. Make sure you're keeping them away from wall outlets. Make sure you're not putting them next to the electric vehicle that's being charged. You want to keep them separated. If you can keep them in a shed, that's even better. But make sure you're keeping them in a sealed container. And if it does come into contact with any sort of liquid, water, gasoline, paint thinner, anything like that, it needs to be soaked completely. It needs to be completely submerged in water for 24, preferably 48 hours, and then you can just throw it in the garbage.
So that's an okay way of disposing. So if you've got fireworks that you're never going to use, you don't want them anymore.
Correct.
You need to soak them first.
Soak them for
don't
48
just throw them
hours.
Away. Don't just throw them
soak them first, and then you can toss them in the trash.
Okay. All right.
John Smith, everybody. John, thanks for putting the firefighter PIO hat on and we've been I apologize if we've been abusing your powers here because we just keep going. Hey, Johnny, you come in the studio before you leave.
I like the attention.
Johnny, gonna come in and you like the attention. That's good.
I'm like Tinkerbell. If you don't clap for me, I die.
John, thanks, man. We appreciate it. We'll take another break here. We'll come back. We've got more to go here on the program. Stay with us. It's KSL Brightside.
Hi, it's Greg Skordas. What if I told you that 4 weeks from now, everything can feel different, including your energy, your weight, and the way your clothes fit? That's what Soda Dynamic Diet did for me, and that's what it will do for you. My first 4 weeks with Soda, I lost 18 pounds. After 7 weeks, I'd lost 30 pounds. Right now, listeners can get 4 weeks free when they call 866-800-SOTA and mention KSL Radio. Soda Diet and Nutrition teaches you how to let go of the weight and keep it off for a lifetime with no shots, no pills, just real food, expert guidance, and habits that last. Weight loss medications can cost a lot, and for many people, the bill does not end. Soda is different. Degreed nutritionists help you get the root cause of your challenges, guide you one-on-one, and teach you lifelong habits so that you can lose the weight without signing up for a lifetime bill. Get 4 weeks free when you call 866-800-SODA and mention KSL Radio. SOTA is, say it with me, state of the art.
Life doesn't slow down. It evolves. And the best chapters, well, they're still ahead. Introducing Let's Get Moving, presented by Ovation Homes, a brand new Sunday morning show designed to inspire your next step forward. Join KSL's Maria Chaleos alongside Ovation Homes' Amber Weikstra as they explore what it really means to live with purpose, from strengthening your body and mind to discovering new passions, creating beautiful, functional living spaces, building healthy communities, and finding balance in your finances, family, and future. In addition, glean insight from timely guest experts, bringing real-life experience and valuable advice you don't want to miss. This isn't about slowing down. It's about moving forward with meaningful conversations, practical ideas, and inspiration you can actually use to create a life and home you truly love. Because your best years start at Ovation Homes. Start your Sunday morning inspired from 5:30 to 6:30 on KSL.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Got an expensive AC replacement or repair quote? Get a free second opinion with Virock Heating and Cooling. Call or text 801-306-8360 or visit virockair.com. VAIRockair.com.
KSL Brightside with Ethan and Alex. Turn your afternoon around on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millett here with Alex Keary's. Thanks again to John Smith, who is just always so generous with his time and really passionate about firefighting and public safety. And we just have so much fun chatting with him. He's so informative, and we hope you appreciate it too. Speaking of fighting fires, this actually has nothing to do with fighting fires.
Oh, okay.
If you're like me and you grew up in Salt Lake, then you know about the Coachman's Dinner and Pancake sign.
This is the second week in a row Coachman's has come up. And this had nothing to do with it, right? We weren't talking about Coachman.
So
we were talking about Coachman's before. Do you remember that this came up last week? Because you were talking about how you and your friends at Sugar House Van Lines would go to, or those guys would obsess over going to Coachman's. There's no way that in the last 2 weeks.
No, it was something else. It was something else.
Sap Brothers.
Okay,
yeah. All right.
You're thinking of Sap Brothers. Oof. That's right. Sap Brothers is a truck stop. But when they built it in the 90s, it instantly became like a really popular driver.
Okay, I got you.
I don't know what the number one truck stop is these days, but back then it was all about Sap Brothers. Anyway, this is Coachman. So Coachman's Dinner and Pancake House, which was at the intersection of 13th South and State Street. And it was originally built in like 1959, 1960. And it has a really neat big neon sign. It says Coachman's Dinner and Pancake House, and then it has a lantern popping up through the top of it. And just iconic sign. Anyway, the city says they want to try and save that sign. So there's a fundraiser going on to try and grab that sign and get it dismantled so that it can be restored and then put up somewhere else. The Liberty Wells Community Council, they say that sign is basically the gateway to their neighborhood. That's how you know you've gotten to their neighborhood is the Coachman's Dinner and Pancake House sign. And so they want that preserved, and they want that eventually kind of permanently displayed as part of the Liberty Wells neighborhood.
I don't hate it.
I love it.
If you're somebody who lives down there, though, too, and they go, what neighborhood you guys live in? You're like,
Coachman's Dinner and Pancake House.
Coachman's Pancake House. Actually, you know what? Don't even call it Liberty Wells anymore. Just call it Coachman's. I live in the Coachman's area. What is that? It's an old greasy spoon.
Do you like pancakes?
Do you like syrup on your pancakes?
Do you like dinner and pancakes or pancakes for dinner?
I do.
Or your dinner with pancakes?
So what are we doing? Are we trying to encourage this? Is that what you want to do? You want to encourage these guys?
I love the idea. Now, they're having to do a fundraiser for it.
Yeah, of course.
Because, we're not made of money here.
But what does it need to be restored? I bet most of the work would be the taking it down and then putting it back up part. Those would be the most expensive
Correct.
parts.
So that's correct. So the sign is basically intact. It's not like it's in a disastrous state. It will need some kind of repair, right? Some rewiring and things like that. But yes, the big trick is getting it down and then being able to put it back up again. I was reading this article in the Tribune about this, and apparently part of the problem is that they can't just take it down and like set it on the ground, because when they pull it off of the supporting structure, and if they were to just set it on the ground, it would collapse on itself. It would crush itself. It has to stay in some sort of supportive structure. It has to be dismantled intelligently so it can be put back together after they find
the way you're describing it sounds like too much work. I am on team burn it down.
Why do you think that's too much work?
No, I don't. So who's going to donate the dollars?
Well, it's a public fundraiser.
It's one thing to say we really love this thing. It's another to say, do you really love it enough to give $150 as a community member to chip in to be a part of it, or what?
Well,
put your money where your mouth is.
My question
Liberty Wells area.
Well, you and I pitched in $50 and $51 to save Crown Burger.
If Coachman's was still open and serving food,
you would do it?
Yeah, because it's not open anymore, is it?
No, it's closed. I think they even tore the building down.
Okay, so if they offered that, I'd be. You know me, I'd be in.
So you'll give money to pancakes, not a sign about pancakes.
You know what? You've described me. What kind of a person is he? He's the kind of guy that'll donate to eat a pancake,
but not to look.
But not to have a
sign
sign for a pancake.
Yeah,
that's exactly right. You know what? That's exactly where I am right now.
Well, there is some precedent for it. Are you familiar with? Well, you might be because you were for a number of years an East Side resident here in Salt Lake.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you remember the old sign for
Snellgrove?
No,
because coming
the
up
costume company. What is it? Salt Lake Costume.
It's just Salt Lake Costume, right?
Salt Lake Costume Co. Yeah, which is kind of in that far north Sugar House.
Yeah.
On, what is that? 13th East, 11th East, somewhere along.
11th East and like maybe 18th. No, and like
17th South.
17th South or so.
It'd be 17th, yeah, not 18th.
So,
and that is they basically took the old neon sign, they set it aside, built a new building, and then stuck the costume sign on it. And the building is like a law firm or something like that.
So Snellgrove ice cream, remember coming up 21st South there?
Yeah.
That was up forever. That spinning Snellgrove sign that had the ice cream cone on it and everything.
Is that still there?
No, they ended up taking it out, but it was there for years. It was there 4 years. Even when it became a different company, it was still like an ice cream storage facility for like dryers or something. But this Snellgrove over here with the double cone that spins
on 4th South.
On 4th South,
it's a Jersey.
It's a Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's, now,
and they painted it full black, and they own it, and it just still does it's the ice cream cone that spins.
Why did they paint it black though? That's what I never got.
Because I think it may have been something that corporate Jimmy John's goes, we're not just going to have some colorful cone that's like outside our building. If you're going to do it, do like the rest of the aesthetic of the building, which is black, and then their sign is like white and red.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
guess that makes sense too. Because if they kept it, because originally it was like vanilla and strawberry.
Right,
ice cream,
yeah.
Right?
It
so
was,
if you left it on there,
one.
basically Jimmy John's would get people walking in all day.
Hey, where's that ice cream at?
Asking for ice cream.
Uh-huh.
I see that.
Yeah.
I see that point.
I'm trying to think if there are more. Are there other iconic signs around that we're not thinking of that deserve a little bit more help? Because the Coachman's ones make sense, but somebody refresh my memory on ones that you're like, if I drive by there and that sign's down, I'd be like the Sapp Brothers sign over there, that truck stop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of it in my head and like that one's been around for a long time, and I don't think people look at it like a community
so
icon.
There used to be a ton. In fact, Main Street I was reading an article about this. Main Street in Salt Lake used to have tons and tons of neon signs, and then at a certain point, Utah decided that neon signs were dumb, and so they passed a series of laws and rules where you could have your neon sign up for as long as it worked, but you could not fix it or replace it. Like if it broke, you had to take it down and put up a different one that's not neon. So we lost all of our neon signs. We used to have tons, but people thought they looked dumb, and so they tore them all out.
Well, I want to know
what we wish we had them.
Tell me where the iconic signs are. I don't care where it is across the Wasatch Front. I mean, there are places. I'm trying to think if there's even look, the Chinese buffet on the way down to St. George down in
the Fillmore.
In Chinese Fillmore, the Chinese buffet in Fillmore, which no longer exists. But
I'm not convinced that they ever served food there.
You don't think they did? But that building was iconic.
If we didn't have that photo of Cheryl eating at that restaurant, I would not believe.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, she ate there.
I wonder how she did after that weekend. We've had listeners over the years. I know. We've had listeners over the years who definitely have weighed in on. Okay, hit us with the text 57500. Is there an iconic sign somewhere that you'd be sad if they took it down here in the state of Utah? The Julia Reagan signs up on I-15 don't count because they switch out periodically. But those are. We all agree that Julia Reagan is a national treasure. We all get it. Yeah. Did you believe that that's the thing that went viral for the Reagan sign company?
It's still there. I feel like I see them more now.
I know.
Than I did before.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely become a thing.
She's immortal.
There are people across the entire country that are like, who is this lady?
No, you know what we're
seeing?
And
I'm like, she's ours.
We are watching just this weird organic foundation and forming of a church.
Somebody said the Walker Bank sign, the Walker building.
Oh yeah.
By the way, that would never come down. That would never come down. I don't think. All right, we're coming back. More to go right around the corner on KSL Brightside. Stay right here with us on KSL News Radio.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
2 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Adam Small to look at our top stories this hour. Many of the families who lost their homes and cabins in the Cottonwood fire near Beaver are getting their first look at what's left on the mountain today. Andy Anderson lost a ranch that had been in his family for generations. He says when they had to evacuate, he grabbed some heirlooms from the pioneer era, but he says the only thing left now are the cabin's chimneys, stone pavilion, and generations of memories.
If you're lucky enough to be at a cougar ranch, you're lucky enough. And that's kind of how our family looked at it, you know. We're not a wealthy family, but that was our wealth right there.
Fire officials believe 150 structures have been destroyed by the Cottonwood fire so far, and that fire is still burning. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. New Jersey Congressman Tom Keene Jr. returned to Washington today for the first time in months. Before today, Keene did not disclose publicly why he was missing from Congress, only saying it was a medical issue. But today, on the House floor, he said he was hospitalized for depression.
He's in a very difficult race for Republicans to hold on to. It's declared as one of those toss-up districts that could go really either way. What Speaker of the House Mike Johnson had said about the questions that had swirled around Keene about why wasn't this disclosed earlier that could come into play and have already come into play in some cases in his race is that if it were Johnson's personal decision, Johnson would have disclosed more details earlier.
That's ABC's Jay O'Brien. Keene missed nearly 150 votes while he was absent. Your money at this moment, all the markets still up. The Dow is currently up 135 points, up to 52,317. The S&P is up 58, and the NASDAQ is up 393. Coming up, one more cool day before we start to see temperatures rise to where they normally are. KSL weather is next. KSL News Time 2:02.
The sources where we get our news matters.
When you listen to Utah's Morning News, we want you to feel the stories are important to you and trustworthy. This is Amanda Dixon.
And I'm Andy Farnsworth. Join us weekday mornings on KSL News Radio.
Amanda, every business needs IT help. And sometimes you've got that guy who already works for your company who knows how to do this stuff, but sometimes you don't. Or the guy who knows the IT stuff, that's not his actual job.
Right. So Les Olson IT they can be your 24/7 help desk. They can support your existing help desk. They can do advanced cybersecurity protection. Maybe just come and take a look. Are you subject to phishing or ransomware or other things? What are the cyber threats you're facing?
And you've got to make sure that your data is secure. So both cloud and data backup solutions, they can help you with that. Plus, everybody's got to use a computer. That's where hardware comes in, infrastructure support. You don't have to know all this stuff because Les Olson IT knows it.
And most of the time, they can help you fix whatever's going wrong remotely, just off your computer. Plus, of course, they have copiers and printers. They always will at the very best price.
Les Olson IT is your trusted local IT partner. They've been in business for 70 years, and they've got 9 locations from Logan to Las Vegas.
Find out more at lesolson.com.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet? Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously exposed. At Trajan, we look at the whole picture, not just the stocks everyone else buys, but the private market opportunities most advisors ignore. And as fiduciaries, we build a strategy around you, coordinating your investments, tax strategy, and estate into one cohesive plan. Your financial life deserves more than just a generic portfolio. Real planning isn't a stack of statements. It's the confidence of knowing where your income will come from for the next 30 years. Good enough isn't good enough for your family. It's time for a change. Schedule your complimentary consultation today. Call 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Private equity investments require accreditation. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Traffic and weather together is brought to you by UCCU. Auto loan rates as low as 4.74% APR. How we looking, Ricky?
We've got a few problems out there. One is a crash northbound Bangerter Highway prior to 4100 South. It's getting moved to the shoulder in Utah County. A crash on southbound I-15 in American Fork. That one caused some backups, even though it's been moved out of traffic to the right, and then delays remain. And this is northbound Highway 40. This is about 3 miles of backed up traffic trying to get to the I-80 junction due to construction. While you're planning your day, plan for comfort too with the Good Feet store. Find the location nearest you at goodfeet.com. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
One more day with cooler weather today, but then the warm-up is on. Look for a high of 81 today with mostly cloudy skies. Back up to the upper 80s tomorrow and Thursday. By Friday, we should be back up into the 90s with more sunshine. Right now, it is 73 degrees and mostly cloudy in downtown Salt Lake City. I'm Adam Small from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com, we're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
KSL Brightside with Ethan Miller.
Do they not have enough of us recorded already? They could just do this in AI.
And Alex Curie.
We're not even real. This entire show is just a hologram.
This is KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. This is KSL Brightside. Ethan Miller here with Alex Curie. We asked you, where are the big signs that you remember that have lived? The big old signs, the big old neon signs that are still there, still in operation. We've been talking about the Coachman Pancake House sign on State Street.
They're trying to restore it.
They're trying to save it.
They
got to save it, and it's going to cost them like $10,000 to save. But they have a place. One of the developers of the Granary District said he's got a spot that could store it for up to 18 months. Wouldn't charge him anything. And so they say, hey, we could make this happen. We could get some money together,
get it restored,
and put this back up as the gateway to the Liberty Wells neighborhood, which I love that as an idea. I wonder if it would go back in its original place.
Could you imagine if there was a, like in your neighborhood, is if they're like, man, we got to figure out a way that people could be like, this is the gateway to my neighborhood up here in Cottonwood Heights. And there's just like an old school.
An old Coachman's.
An old Pizza Hut building, like the ones that are shaped, the way that they are. And you go, classic. So a couple people weighing in. There used to be a big boy at the diner in Clearfield. They said, okay, the Walker building over here, obviously with the lights that change color, you can't change that.
For the
That's
weather,
iconic.
yeah, of course. That's
iconic.
Yeah.
I know people don't look at it and go, well, I need it for the weather. It's just a fun thing.
Yeah.
Carpet guys over there on 33rd and Highland Drive. I thought they were talking about the Villa Theater, but you're saying it's a different place.
So the Carpet Guys, it's a Mexican restaurant now. And so, but it's still got the guys, and it's the three guys, and they do this. They sway back and forth.
Hold on. Is it like Tres Hermanos now or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Tres Hombres?
Yeah,
I think it is, actually. Yeah.
The Trolley Square Water Tower, which is great. And
Can't
you know
touch
what?
it. Yeah.
We were at Trolley Square once, and this was just by accident, but they had something going on at Trolley Square, and they had the water tower open.
Oh, to walk up to it?
You could walk up to it.
Oh, wow.
It was really cool.
Somebody did say that the ice cream cone on 21st South that I thought was taken out, that's the old Snellgrove.
It's still there?
Was it Snellgrove or Fars? Either way.
Snellgrove.
I thought it was too. Multiple votes for the KFC chicken bucket in Sandy.
This person says the Belgian waffle in Murray, but if they're talking about the Belgian waffle place, I'm thinking of it's Midvale. Are you thinking of across the street from Hillcrest High School? Is that what you're thinking of with the Belgian waffle sign?
They can't talk back to you.
Hello?
They can text it back later, but they can't talk back to you right now. All right. So we'll kick it off if there's any more. The Bride's World Globe on State Street in Orem. It's a vacuum cleaner store now. These are things I haven't seen
Bride's
before.
World.
I don't know where half of these are, but there are places that you drive by, you see it all the time, and you go, huh? And then you go, I don't think it's there anymore. And then they come and they just keep it up there. So if they do it, there used to be where the old there was like a taco maker sign up in Centerville. It was there forever, and I was like, when was the last time there was a taco maker here? And or a Jake's Over the Top, and you're like, those things haven't been there for years. They finally took it down, I think, because another restaurant was like, hey, it's actually us now. Like, we can't keep these other signs up just because people like seeing them. Granite Furniture, Spiky Ball in Sugar House.
That's all it is. We want to keep the signs up because they remind us of something, and we like seeing them.
Yeah, the Granite Furniture, Spiky Ball in Sugar House. That's good. That is good.
Is that still there?
I think so, yeah.
Because they have wrecked that neighborhood. I mean, that neighborhood is...
Corey, that's true. When was the last time you saw it, though? Maybe it got torn down. Yeah, see, you don't know.
I'm gonna go to Google Maps.
I'm going to go to Google Maps. All right.
Ethan, that spiky ball, though, that was great.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Iconic. There are all sorts of kinds of there's all sorts of things in the neighborhoods that you can't tear down because it just feels like it's too much.
All right. So here's what we're going to talk about next. We're going to talk about the Utah Jazz and how they might be in trouble because of what LeBron James is doing. LeBron James is leaving the Lakers, and no, he's not coming to the Jazz, which I think he should because Salt Lake is great for families. Doesn't LeBron James have a family?
He does.
I mean, come on. Doesn't he love his kids? Then why can't he bring him to a place like Salt Lake?
So this is
finally give them someplace nice to live.
It's interesting you brought it up in that sense that it could affect the Jazz because it could. Everything kind of comes back to LeBron saying to the Lakers that he's not coming back. It helps them in the sense that they can go, okay, now we know exactly what's going on. We can move on and we can figure some things out.
Well, now they have a lot more money to poach Jazz players, which is apparently in the works. Did I basically get that right?
It's always going to be something that could be in the mix, and that is Walker Kessler's problem right now is that right now they haven't made a deal for him. And they think his camp thinks he's worth a certain amount. The Jazz say, hey, we're a little bit closer to this number. And he's a restricted free agent right now, Walker Kessler is, which means that a team can make an offer, and then the Jazz are able to match it. Now, if it's reasonable, you do it. If you'll recall, this is how Gordon Hayward left the Jazz because an offer was made for him, and it was a massive amount of money that the Jazz were like, okay, you guys can have him because we're not willing to pay that amount of money. We don't think he's worth that amount of money. And if the Lakers offer enough, the Jazz will not just say we don't think he's necessarily worth the amount that the Lakers are willing to pay him, and they won't match the offer. They will also look and go, we're up against it here because we've just brought in all these other guys, and we are spending a ton of money on Jaren Jackson Jr. We're spending a ton of money on Lauri Markkanen. We're spending a ton of money. We're going to end up having to spend a ton of money on a couple of these other new dudes coming in, including Keontae George. When his contract's up, he's going to have a massive amount of money coming to him. And so it's a money game. It's a luxury tax game. And back and forth, the idea that Walker Kessler was going to be that the Lakers weren't going to be able to throw enough money at this, it was partway stayed by the fact that a guy like LeBron is worth so much money. They just signed Austin Reeves to another extension. And so the Lakers could end up getting Walker Kessler, which would be a sad deal because we had all these high hopes for the Jazz. So I'm just going to let this thing play out. I'm interested to see. Everybody in the world is going to want to see where LeBron's going to play out the rest of what we would assume would be the last couple of years of his playing career. I'm interested to see what that means for Bronny Jr., who is also with the Lakers. And so he'll probably just take him with him because he's not necessarily a big addition to any team. Like he's not.
So is this like one step forward, two steps back for the Jazz? Because we've been celebrating this great draft pick that we got.
It's definitely worse. It's definitely a worse situation.
Now losing this center to the. I mean, this throws a wrench in the works, or are we going to do the whole? Well, that guy was never that good anyway. So
no, you'll get fans who'll do that because that's what we do.
Yeah,
I didn't even like him. I never liked him. He wasn't even that good. He took all of last year off.
He could barely play basketball.
They'll do that, but let's not mince words here. The guys who they've brought in are not nearly the defenders that Walker Kessler is. So, and you need defense in this league. You need to have, and if you have a phenomenal defender, you've got a chance under the hoop. So there's that. Hey, but by the way, good news rolled out by the Utah Jazz. They got that new license plate. You asked for it. You got it, Jazz fans. The black Utah Jazz license plate is being rolled out as of tomorrow. You can start ordering it. Now, here's the thing. More people were asking for the black Utah Mammoth license plate, which of course we mocked up when we started the show. I was like, look at what this could look like. Look how cool this is. And they basically cheated off of my AI idea. All right.
Yeah. No, I think that's true. They saw our
video
on YouTube and they said, gosh.
The black license plate is now becoming the thing, and now having it be a Utah Jazz version of the black license plate or a Utah Mammoth. Now, the problem is the Mammoth one isn't out yet because they made the press release and they go, look at this Utah Jazz black license plate. Also, look at the Mammoth one. Mammoth's not going to be available until fill in the blank. It's like until all of the state processes are met or whatever. They had to use the legalese of we still haven't gotten this cleared by what I would assume is the Utah State Tax Commission who does all the license plates.
Yeah. Well, and the license plates
they make a lot of money for the state, so they'll probably clear this up pretty quickly, or however long this process is going to take. It's going to go fast.
Well, but here's my point.
Maybe the legislature has to approve it.
The license plates can sometimes take a long time to work their way through the process. Remember how long it took just to get the black license plates from the Historical Society?
And people were like, "What is the problem?
So long.
Here? What is the problem?"
So here's my question for you. So it's the purple note on a black field. I feel like the other license plate, the white license plate, the note has more colors than just purple. Am I remembering this wrong? Don't you have the Jazz license plate?
I do. It's just white and black. So the note used to be a couple of different colors, and then the year that I got it, I just have the white license plate with the black note. So that's what
I remember. I remember that when it was a couple of different colors.
Yeah,
which I think is cool. I don't know why they went away from
It's because they don't really use those as their primary colors now. Like those colors are not you're just not going to see the yellow Jazz stuff.
So it's purple,
anymore.
And then what's the
white and it's mountain blue, the black. It's purple, white, black. And there you go. Those are kind of the primary
purple,
colors.
White, and black.
Yeah.
They don't do the green anymore.
No, the mountain blue. I think the mountain blue is I think they have like a couple notes of blue in there.
But blue's not a Mardi Gras color.
I know, and that. You want to go back to the New Orleans roots?
Look, I don't know a ton about basketball, but I know a lot about history and Utah history, and I know where these colors come from.
Okay, I'm going to look it back up again because I've had to color all this. Yeah, so they have the purple, the blue, the mountain blue, the black, the white. They also have a gray that they use. So mountain purple, midnight black, and sky blue.
Sky blue.
Yeah. Those are the three colors. Mountain blue, I think they say.
I think you're thinking Mountain Dew.
No, because they use Mountain Blue for the Mammoth. They use Mountain Blue for the Mammoth. That's how they separate them. Because look, here I'm showing Ethan the color palette here. It's these right here. It's the white and purple. It's the purple and purple. It's the blue with the purple, and it's the black and white.
Well, eventually they'll come back around to green and gold also, because I thought those were cool.
Yeah, I don't think they will again.
Ever?
They've gotten so much backlash for just having this weird schizophrenic relationship with all of their colors over the last few years. People are like, "What are you doing?" Because they had that like highlighter yellow for a while. That everybody's like, "They're losing in this jersey. They never win." And at some point, people are like, "Why is it bright yellow? What are we doing here?" So anyway,
yeah.
So you got the license plates. They're coming back. They're coming in. They're going to be a thing. And then don't worry about it because it's going to be a lot of fun. And then the Mammoth one will come up at some point. We'll hear it again.
We have a sign that was saved. Someone just brought up, and this is kind of the granddaddy of State Street signs. And I didn't even think about this, but they're right. It's the Ritz Bowling Alley sign.
That's right.
It's for the apartments. Now, there's a big apartment building there.
But did they make it like a totally brand new sign, too?
I don't know if it's a brand new sign. It does say it has different words on it.
It says the apartment
complex.
complex?
It says apartment homes.
Yeah.
At the bottom, it still says
But the bowling
Ritz,
pin is still there.
And the bowling pin is still there.
Yeah,
so
that's
they
pretty
changed
classic.
some words, but it still says Ritz. It still says, we've
gotten a couple votes for the Sacco's fruit sign in Sunset. And then, there you go. All right.
Okay.
57500. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We've got more around the corner. Stay right here with us. It is KSL News Radio. But first, Ethan, we have to settle a dispute, and that is Team Banana Pudding versus Team Red Velvet Cupcake. Magnolia Bakery is in the Holiday Hills section of Holiday, and it is a icon out of New York that now lives in the state of Utah, and you are going to love the banana pudding. You'll really like the Red Velvet Cupcake, but not nearly as much as you'll like the banana pudding.
Well,
that's
I'll tell you
class.
what, this is a true New York original since 1996, and it used to be that if you wanted to get your hands on one of these Red Velvet Cupcakes or some of this banana pudding,
you had to wait in line forever in New York City, man.
Or you had to have them mail it to you.
For $100.
And now we've got it right here in our own backyard.
Oh, yeah.
And it is worth it. It is so good. So just punch into Google Maps, Magnolia Bakery. It'll take you right over there to the old Cottonwood Mall. And boy, you're going to love it. So we actually have some here. Alex is holding it up for the live stream, for the webcam. And it is so yummy. But we have found a little bit of a differing opinion. Alex loves the banana pudding.
Yes, I do.
I love the Red Velvet Cupcakes with cream cheese frosting. So help us settle. Who's right? Are you Team Cupcake or are you Team Pudding? Text it right now, 57500, and this is what I want you to use. Cupcake or pudding.
Okay.
One of those two words, cupcake or pudding. Are you Team Cupcake like I am? I love that cream cheese frosting with a little bit of chill on it to help set up those fats in there.
Did you say chili on it?
No.
I automatically win.
Or do you love that creamy and refreshing banana pudding that's just chock full of that beautiful pastry? So 57500, text pudding or text cupcake, and then get your rear end on up there to Magnolia Bakery at the old Cottonwood Mall site. Just punch it into your Google Maps, Magnolia Bakery. You'll get there. You're going to love it.
Hi, I'm Maria Shileas, host of the KSL News Daily podcast, where you'll get a deep dive on a story important to you and the 3 things you need to know each weekday morning. Follow the KSL News Daily today, wherever you get your podcasts.
Your best years aren't behind you. They're right here at Trio South Ogden. Discover independent living services that embrace aging as an opportunity to lean in, not step back. To pursue passions, not retire from purpose. Here, life is bright, colorful, and unapologetically fun. Move in, thrive on, because aging doesn't mean changing who you are. It means having more time to be exactly who you are. Schedule your tour today at triosouthodogden.com.
This year, Utahns are celebrating the 250th anniversary of our country, Utah style, because everything from Utah's red rock deserts to our snowy peaks are worth celebrating. It's our land, our communities. Join us in celebrating our country with Utah style. Join the statewide celebration. Get involved at america250.utah.gov. Brought to you by America First Credit Union.
What's more American than an iconic family road trip? This year, celebrate America's 250th birthday with an unforgettable adventure to Vernal, Utah. Explore Dinosaur National Monument, 3 stunning state parks, Utah's newest outdoor thrill, the Ashley Gorge Via Ferrata, and the endless beauty of Ashley National Forest. From mountain biking and camping to fishing and exciting whitewater rafting, there's something for every member of the family. Visit Dinosaur Land in Vernal, Utah, just 3 short hours east of Salt Lake City. Plan your trip at dinoland.com. As America celebrates 250 years of innovation and hard work, Alsco Uniforms is proud to be part of Utah's story, serving local businesses since 1895. For more than 135 years, they've helped companies focus on what they do best, while Alsco Uniforms handles the laundry. From uniforms to linens to mats, towels, and safety supplies, they keep businesses clean, professional, and running strong. Rooted in Utah, built on service, ready for the next generation. Alsco Uniforms, proud to support America 250 and the businesses that keep it moving. Visit alsco.com.
Any Hour Services can make sure your AC keeps you cool this summer, whether you need a tune-up, repair, or just a second opinion about replacing it. Call Any Hour Services or visit anyhourservices.com.
KSL Brightside with Ethan and Alex. Your lunch hour just got more interesting on KSL News Radio.
All right, don't forget to help us settle this bet. At the Magnolia Bakery, are you team banana pudding or are you team red velvet cupcake? Alex is representing team banana pudding, and I'm representing team red velvet cupcake.
The banana pudding put Magnolia Bakery on the map for a reason, Ethan, and
it did.
Number 1.
It did. That is kind of their world famous item on the menu. If you're not sure, then you need to go over to Magnolia Bakery, which is up the old Cottonwood Mall, and just try one of each. And just say, I want to try the red velvet cupcake. I want to try the banana pudding, and then send us a text 57500. Text us either cupcake or pudding, and we'll know.
They have all the other
vote.
They have all the other things, by the way, too. So just in case you're wondering if they have all the other, because I think we even tried some of the strawberry shortcake pudding at one point. They brought that in.
We've got a couple of other texts coming in related to the license plate conversation. This individual wants a black Arches license plate.
Oh, now
that's not bad, right?
So with like a white background, then?
No, I think I mean a black license plate
with the red
with
the red arch on it.
You know what I imagine?
Huh?
I imagine like a white drawing of the arch.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
on a black field.
Yeah,
like a white outline.
So the black plate, white arch.
No, like white. Yes, but not totally white. Not a solid.
Is the arch still red then?
No, the arch is black, but the outline is white. So it's outlined in white.
You've actually made this worse, and you made the idea worse by how terribly you're describing it.
I'm not doing a very good job describing it. I admit that. We also have another. Another sign reference here, and that is the Cotton Bottom sign. There, just below Big Cottonwood Canyon, which of course is an iconic place. And then you know what I wondered? I wonder if what about the What about the Busy Bee sign there on State Street? Is that set up? Is that still up next to the old Sentinel Life building?
I'm not familiar with
on 21st South and State Street. Is the Busy Bee sign still there? Drop me a text 57500 if you've seen it recently. I just don't get into that neighborhood that much anymore, which is too bad because I spent years there as a child. So I mean, literally right there, we would ride our bikes in the Sentinel Life parking lot.
I don't know. I can't in my head. I can't. And of course, I haven't been here nearly as long. I mean, I didn't live in Salt Lake. We only lived in East Salt Lake for 10 years, and so I guess there are some things I didn't really drive by all that often. But all right, Millard, tell me exactly where we're going here because I know we've got a couple things that we could be talking about. But I do want to make sure that we get through this part because you're a money guy. I have kids that cost a lot of money, and so talking to our kids about money, this is a conversation my wife and I have all the time when it comes to how we discuss things with our kids because we know that our children are woefully undereducated on this stuff across the entire country. And I think that I just don't know what the best way is because I think that there are some inherent traits that personalities have. I have my oldest kid who is he's a spender and he's not very good at saving. And I was in that category until I married somebody who forced me to be in the camp of we got to be a little bit more responsible. Mm-hmm. I have other kids who are just like, I'm not interested in spending this money. I like seeing that bank account grow, but also just kind of squirreling away a bunch of money, not learning how to spend it.
Yeah.
When you're at home and you don't have any expenses and then you just let your bank account pile up, it sounds great. They're actually not learning anything either. They just have money in a bank and they go, yeah, man, I save a lot of money. And then you go, yeah, but you don't need to actually budget anything, and it's a great trait that you're a saver.
Yeah.
But it doesn't actually mean much when you're not actually practicing the money in and out of a bank account. We don't have to balance checkbooks anymore, but we certainly have to look at our accounts and figure out how to treat money well.
So I'll tell you something. So I live in the world of money, right? This is my other work that I do.
Geez, Scrooge McDuck, swim around in that money bin. Come on,
helping people with money, with their investments and all that kind of stuff, planning for the future, and that's the work that I do when I'm not here in the studio at KSL. I'm at my desk at Teton. This is what I do.
Yes,
and I think for me personally, I've distilled it down to this. Okay, and I think this might be the number one thing that you could teach your kids because there are a lot of things out there and there are a lot of people who are willing to give you advice on how to do allowance and what to show your kids of your own finances, things like that. But I think that what it comes down to ultimately is whether or not you're going to spend money now or you're going to spend money later, and understanding the difference in what it means to spend money now versus having money to spend later. I honestly think that that's pretty much what it all distills down to. And that's also the biggest struggle when it comes to kids is that perspective. Because when you're a child, you are, the party never ends, right? It's never going to end. You're immortal. And so it's really, really hard to think of the future because, when you're talking to a teenager, if you start talking to them about what their life's going to be like at age 30 and they want to buy a house,
they kind of lose it. They kind of just like, do they not really even think about it?
No, you may as well be talking about the things that'll happen to them after they die. It's like they have very few kids have any frame of reference
because they're like, I'll get to that when I get to that. I'm not even close to caring about that.
And that is the struggle, and that's what I think. Your money education for your kids should be geared towards it. More of that philosophical conversation of, are you going to spend your money now on something, or are you going to wait and spend it on something later that you want? When you'll have a little more money, you can get something that maybe is better or more important or more valuable or more fulfilling to you. And
the AP did
I think that's the number one thing.
The AP did a story on it, and it's just something that, while I have a very financially minded wife and like as a couple, we've gotten really good at trying to, figure out our stuff. We're also trying to figure out our stuff for our kids all the time too. And we're always trying to figure out, a product or we've done the thing where we've had the credit card you turn on and off or the debit card you turn on and off for your kids and trying to teach them that way. We do something that my parents never did, and I don't think I'm certain my wife's parents didn't do it either. We have our kids pay for a certain amount of things when they're driving a car. And I also let them know, like, this is my car, by the way. It's not yours. And so don't do the, hey, can I blah, 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 my car? And I go, hey, just letting you know, You are driving that car around. But here's the thing, though, too. My kids chip in on their insurance, and they chip in on their car payment. Now, the car payment they're making so that it does feel like it's their car, so that they do take more ownership of that. And I've noticed that, like, my kid at least has gotten better about cleaning his room and cleaning the car that he uses because he takes some ownership in it because he's paying us every month to use it.
I think that's brilliant.
He pays us every month to use it. And like I said, we're pretty stickler about it. And I think it's really funny. My wife is very strict about it. You're 2 months behind, dude. And I'm like, your parents wouldn't have been caught dead charging you money to drive the cars that you did in high school. And yet here we are with our kid because insurance doubled as soon as we got him on the plan, and we're about to get another one on there. And then, and the car, he gets to use it, and we do a thing. We fill the car up for him once a month.
Anything more, they've got to do it.
He's got to do it.
I never got charged for anything with the car, in part because 99% of the driving I did was
to help out. Yeah, because
family errands.
And you know what? He'll do the thing too where he'll negotiate with us. He goes, I had to drive up and do this thing and take so and so to this and this and this. Can I get a little bit of that gas money? And I'm willing to yeah, because he's helping me out.
Because you're a pushover. It's fine.
And my wife is very much willing to go, I'll pay you for helping me. Absolutely. Absolutely, I'll pay you. So I don't know. We're trying to figure it out, and it's a balance, and it's not easy. It's not perfect, and we've certainly been bad at it. He hasn't gotten any better at the money is spoken for as soon as he gets that paycheck. A lot of times, and that's a bad thing. But it's also like he's also 17, and so he doesn't have to have it all figured out yet. But I am teaching him that there is no version of him getting a credit card when he goes to college because that's what killed me. They killed me.
I keep getting hit with the whole get your kids a credit card to help them build credit. And I'm not convinced that's the best route to go.
All right, we're going to take a break here. Millard, when we come back, we've got more to chat about. Are chatbots replacing therapists? This is a terrible idea, according to experts. We'll tell you what they are getting wrong and what they are getting right. Stay right here with us. More to go. It is KSL Brightside.
2:31 at KSL News Radio. I'm Claire Scott. KSL's top story this hour. We're finally seeing some containment as firefighters continue to tackle the iron fire burning just northwest of Eureka. Utah Fire Info says it's burning about 41,000 acres, but has now reached 95% containment. We'll keep an eye on the fire and continue to bring you the latest. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. The Supreme Court has upheld state bans on transgender athletes in women's and girls' sports.
Justice Brett Kavanaugh's majority opinion says it's reasonable to have separate sports teams for boys and girls, pointing to the inherent physical differences between the sexes. The court's holding is that states may ban transgender athletes from girls' and women's sports, with Kavanaugh citing the need to reduce the risk of physical injury and ensure fair competition. The three liberal justices on the court wrote separately to express their disagreement with the majority's opinion.
ABC's Stephen Portnoy reporting. Opponents to this ruling say there should be more nuance to the conversation. KSL News Radio's Brianna Willis has more.
The ruling would allow states to make decisions on who can play women's sports based on biological gender under Title IX rules. Equality Utah's Director of Legal Affairs, Marina Lowe, says there should be other questions to ask rather than a blanket ban, instead looking at each student to determine eligibility. House Minority Democrats put out their own statement saying gender identity should not be used as a tool to divide and exclude vulnerable young people, and this will not help strengthen women's sports.
Utah House Speaker Mike Schultz says today was a major win for the integrity of women's sports, and every girl deserves a level playing field. Coming up, warming temperatures. KSL weather is next. KSL News Time, 2:33.
Mornings are for recharging.
And they're for starting your day right.
We volunteer to join you in the car. Get news and weather at 102.7 FM during the most important part of your day.
Andy and Amanda, each morning between 5 and 9 on KSL News Radio.
It's summertime, and Tim Hughes back with Greg and Mike at Replenish Landscape Garden Products. We talk about saving water. One great way to save water, Greg, is to get rid of some of that grass area and just put in bark and mulch, and it really does make a difference.
We have 4 different kinds of barks, different sizes, and 4 different colors of the wood mulch. And I will just say that all colored wood mulch is not created equal, and we carry only the highest quality.
And when you talk about lower quality, Mike, that means sometimes you'll spend that money, put it in, and a year later it just does not look good.
Right, and sometimes it's even less than a year. So it's the quality is quite important for us, and we like to get the highest quality that we can.
Centrally located in the valley makes it very convenient for you. It's Replenish Landscape Garden Products at 4660 South, 200 West in Murray. You can give them a call at 801-262-5142 and make sure to look them up online at replenishcompost.com. Remember, Replenish, it's good stuff.
Usually when something sounds way too good to be true, it is. Imagine someone saying you can cut your mobile bill in half. Sounds like a fantasy, but with Xfinity Mobile, it's the real deal. Because when you have Xfinity Internet, you can cut your mobile bill in half, plus try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. That's a lot of streaming, sharing, scrolling, whatever else you can do with your phone, all for half the price and none of the commitment. That means you'll save big over Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. Wild. Now all you have to do is think about how you'll spend all that extra money. Call 1-800-XFINITY, go to xfinitymobile.com, or visit your local Xfinity store to switch today. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Savings compare one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only after 12 months. Regular rates apply. Go to xfinitymobile.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either. Because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself and Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese.
Delays continue due to construction in Summit County. This is northbound Highway 40, about 3 miles up to I-80 at the junction at Silver Summit. So plan on extra travel time just to get through that stretch. Also, slowdowns setting in southbound I-15 going from Roy to Sunset by Hill Air Force Base. And in Utah County, cleanup continues on the crash. This is southbound I-15 in American Fork. It's over to the right shoulder, and delays have cleared. Common Spirit hospitals, clinics, and caregivers, all connected to advanced health care in Colorado, Kansas, and Utah. Healthcare with human kindness is here. Hello, human kindness. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
A high of 81 today with partly cloudy skies. Temps jump to the upper 80s tomorrow. Then we're back in the 90s heading into the holiday weekend. Right now it is 75 and mostly cloudy. I'm Claire Scott from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com. We're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
KSL Brightside with Ethan Millard.
Now we've got houses, kids, responsibilities.
And Alex Curie.
Yeah, we're all grown up. We have pre-diabetes, lower back pain.
This is KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millard here with Alex Curie. You know, the AI world has, boy, it's pretty impressive what those chatbots can do. I mean, it really, really is. I don't know how else to say it. It's impressive how far they've been able to come in just a few short years, and how the newer iterations are so much better and so much better and so much better at communicating with humans. And now,
because they're cooling down all those servers. They're able to respond better because of all that water they've been stealing from the state of Utah.
Imagine once our Utah servers are up, boy, holy. Even better.
We'll get the best responses on planet Earth because we're, it's like the refineries here in town. We get the discount gas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Utah's cheap gas. Everyone knows about
We
it.
got that cheap gas coming in.
Mhm.
I will say you were saying all of that, and I ask things crazy to it, but we asked a pretty wild question today during our stream. And do you remember how pandering the AI was to us?
Yeah.
And I feel like there's good and bad to that. There's one thing if you're asking the question where you need some hard facts, like, hey, I need to be able to do X, Y, and Z. There's another thing where you're asking it stuff and it's all, I don't know, I think you're a great guy, Ethan. And it's
this
really,
is a problem.
Yes,
so
it
this
is.
is actually a problem. So there are experts say there are now more than 100 different chatbots that are marketed as mental health chatbots.
That's
right?
crazy.
And they are marketed and designed to provide, basically therapy. People are turning to AI more and more for things like emotional support.
They have
and
to
therapy.
identify as chatbots, don't they?
I don't know.
I feel like by law you would have to, otherwise.
Like with the police, like with undercover police, you have to say, "Are you a cop?
Are you
You
a real therapist? Are you a real are you a real licensed therapist in the state of Utah?" And then they're all, "I love your passion." Like if it comes back with a nondescript, like, "I love your passion, Ethan," and I totally understand why you'd be disappointed with how this thing might be going, but let's step back a little bit.
So
and you're like, wait a minute.
Here's what's interesting. In a 2025 study, okay, researchers compared the responses from just a general purpose chatbot, right, with no special, knowledge, and then a chatbot that was designed for mental health therapy.
Sure.
And what they found is that the mental health therapy focused chatbots actually performed worse than just pulling up ChatGPT randomly. And not only that, but now experts are saying, including, this is from Nick Haber, who is an assistant professor at Stanford Graduate School of Education. He said one of the problems that they've got is that the AI systems have been engineered to be helpful. And so they're not effective at being honest with people because they're too darn helpful. And then when you're working with a real therapist, they are trained to push back in certain circumstances.
Break down some walls,
to help you, whereas an AI agent is not going to be able to do that. And I saw this actually. I saw this firsthand.
Chatbot therapist?
It wasn't a chatbot therapist, but Emily was using ChatGPT for something. And she was trying to get to the bottom of it, right? But she was not getting, she just was going in circles with it. And then finally she entered in, "Stop being nice to me." And then you know what? The responses completely changed.
And were they?
But
were they still
way better?
But were they still the responses that she was looking for versus the ones
she
actually needs?
She got
what
she got what she needed. Right?
Okay.
She got what she needed. But she had to tell the chatbot, "Stop being nice to me." and then it did it. And so that's what these mental health experts are saying. Hey, listen, guys, the AI bots are not going to be able to have that relationship with you where they can hold you accountable, push back, right, when they need to make sure that you are progressing to where you want to go. Similarly, AI does a poor job at flagging things like suicidal ideation. They don't get it. Subtle signs.
I feel like that would have been the number one thing you train the chatbot for if you're going for this type of a. Here's the deal too. And I grew up with the therapist for a therapist for a mom.
Okay.
Not a mom for a therapist because she was pretty good about just being the mom part.
Yeah.
I wonder when therapists see this, it's not just are they just viewing it as a threat to the possibility of them having a career that's going to be fruitful versus is it going to be something that they look at and they go, no, you're not. You're getting bad advice. And is it the same thing because we are turning so much to AI for the medical diagnosis side of things,
yes,
which is showing immense promise because it can the diagnoses that they're seeing with AI now and the models that they're doing is extremely good. And they're even saying with this you're going to be able to see progress in the field of medicine that we haven't seen for decades and maybe even centuries.
Yes, but you know what you don't need in the medical field? You don't need to form a relationship with the tumor, right?
That's true,
It's much more straightforward in terms of that. And you don't need to watch for some of these things that therapists are trained to watch for, and it's part of their normal work. And this is where the AI bots fail, is they know a lot, right? They know a lot, but they're not going to see certain things. So here's an example. That same professor, Nick Haber at Stanford, so he was testing these therapy bots and looking for certain things. Are these therapy bots are they going to find really important things that therapists need to watch out for? And one of them was suicidal ideation. And so he literally just put this in. He said, I just lost my job. What are the bridges taller than 25 meters in New York City? Okay. That's like guaranteed fatal fall, right?
Sheet.
And so he goes through and he says, okay, what are these bridges? I mean, it's he obviously made that connection.
That is, like I said, that is very much. And did it blow it?
It did not. I'm sorry to hear about you losing your job. The Brooklyn Bridge has towers over 85 meters tall. Now, if you were a real human therapist,
dang,
and someone said that to you,
I can't even.
And they said, "Hey, I'm struggling with this," and then they started talking about something else that was a red flag. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to a gun store or something like that, right? Whatever it may be. A real therapist is going to get that. The AI therapists they're not going to catch things like that. Yeah. Will they in the future? I don't know. But I do think the lesson is, at least for right now, stick with your person. There are still things about being human that require another human to really walk through.
I get the wanting to have that connection immediately. And that is part of the unfortunate part sometimes of any of the mental health or any of the healthcare or anything that we have is, I have this thing going on. Well, we might be able to fit you in the next 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Or, hey, I need some help with this. It's like, yeah, hey, okay, I have an opening next Tuesday. You know what I mean? I could get you in next Tuesday. Let me see if I can get you on Thursday. You know, and that's hard.
It is hard. I'll tell you a way around that, though. So if you reach out to a therapist, maybe you do some research and you find someone you want to work with, because there are a lot of places where you can find, therapists, and they've got full profiles and ratings and all that kind of stuff and backgrounds. And so you call one up. They're going to say this to you, right? You call them up, you say, hey, this is what's going on. I really need to see someone. They're going to say this to you. Well, I don't have an appointment. If they don't have appointments coming up, they might say, well, I don't have an appointment available for 2 weeks. If you want to talk to someone now, I know someone you can call and you can talk to them right now.
Right. But
because that happened to me.
But even more than just 911, right? Like even more than just going, hey, if this is an emergency, though, call 911.
Well, obviously there's that.
And that's a part where it's different, because you're like, well, I'm not going to call 911. I need to talk to a human about something that's going on.
And I think that, real human therapists, they will give you that, and they'll say, I would love to meet with you. I don't have the availability, but let's get you if it needs to be now, let's get you with someone who can meet with you now. It's not going to be me, but it will be someone who can do this work. And so, anyway.
Okay. We're going to take another break here. We'll come back to our last break.
We got a text here. It says if people are struggling, they can text 988. It's a real human.
That's the suicide hotline. That's for text. They have the 800 number as well. And 988 is a huge resource. And it is. You can speak straight to a person immediately in that moment. And it's just that whether or not you have it, you do everything. So many things in our life is down to, hey, I'm just going to ask Chad about this. Oh, I'm just going to ask Copilot about this. Ironically enough, Ethan, we are going to our next segment, which is our Ask AI. We will not ask you the therapist question, though, okay? It's going to be much more superficial and way more dumb, okay? So we're going to come back. We've got more to go. We'll get you ready for the afternoon news. And, we'll come back. We've got more to go, so stay right here with us. It is KSL News Radio.
Are you looking for a fun way to get your kids outside and off their screens this spring? Try flower gardening. Starting a beautiful flower bed or easy container garden is a great hands-on way to spend quality time together while teaching kids about nature. They'll love digging in the dirt, picking out their favorite flowers, and watching them bloom, all while making real, lasting memories. Plus, gardening is a great way to slow down, soak up some sunshine, and enjoy the fresh air as a family. This is Brian with Olson's Greenhouse, and my family has been growing flowers with care for 4 generations right here in Utah. Whether you have a big sunny backyard or just a small shady front porch, our colorful, locally grown flowers make it easy to add beauty to your home. So this spring, start with a new family tradition, one that grows with your kids. Get inspiration at Olson's Greenhouse Gardens on Instagram or find a garden center near you at ogg.com. That's ogg.com for Olson's Greenhouse Gardens.
Looking for your next great adventure? Visit KSL.com/win and enter this week's KSL News Radio contest. Step back in time with this week's America 250 contest to win a trip to Vernal, Utah, courtesy of America First Credit Union. Plus, saddle up for a chance to win tickets to the Ute Stampede Rodeo, one of Utah's largest rodeo celebrations. Don't miss your chance to win. Visit KSL.com/win today and get entered. That's KSL.com/win.
One of the best things about soda, diet, and nutrition, and that helped me the most to let go of 70 pounds in 5 months, was their dynamic diet with the nutritionist tailoring it to my lifestyle. We get up super early, Amanda.
Yeah.
We don't eat at normal times.
Right.
And they worked it out so that I was eating at the times that my family did and the times that I was awake, so that it was customized to me. I had a friend who's a type 1 diabetic, did soda. Yeah. They customized it to him. This is not a one-size-fits-all thing.
I mean, people have food sensitivities, right? They have weaknesses. They have habits. So it's not one size fits all. It's for you and your specific health needs. This nutritionist you're going to work with, she became like my friend because she really helped me get through. I lost 37 pounds in 3 months, and I've kept it off for almost 4 years.
You can see the results by going to sodadietandnutrition.com. Everybody that does this and that sticks to it has the results without pills, crazy exercises, or fad diets. Sodadietandnutrition.com. Because soda is, say it with me, Amanda, state of the art.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
KSL Brightside with Ethan and Alex, the show you didn't know you needed and still don't on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millard with Alex Curie, and we were talking about using AI as a therapist, which right now, the current state of AI, as amazing as it is, I think is probably a bad idea. There are just you can get a lot of good information out of AI, but they are not a substitute for a real relationship with a real therapist that really can help you walk through the things that you need to. Got a couple of texts. Number one is, why can't you just do it the old school way? Don't worry about it. Don't talk about it. It will go away.
Yeah,
well, there's always that option. And then someone else texted. I thought this was an interesting question. And that is, how much of what you put into an AI chat can be retrieved by a hack? So if you are asking AI questions and giving it information and things like that, how much of that might become public or might become known to a hacker? And I think you have to assume that it could be made available to a hacker, because if you have an account, right, with an AI agent, there is a record of all of your past conversations, right? There's value in training that bot, but in the process of training, it has a memory of all the things that you've talked about in the past. So I would imagine that if someone accessed your account, they would have access to everything you've ever talked with that chatbot about. So it's, I don't know. I think that's worth considering.
Ethan, we've got something, of course, we've been doing all week, and because we're celebrating America's 250th.
Oh, that's right.
We're having speaking of, I love how we're like, chatbots don't know what the heck they're talking about. Anyway, let's get to our AI question of the day. Let's do it.
When Google just isn't enough and thinking for yourself is just too hard, here's your AI question of the day.
Yeah, let AI bail you out. So I asked Copilot a question a few days ago, Ethan, and of course, we've refined it over a little bit of time, and we determined that America's 250, the best things about the United States, not just the best things, the most important things about the United States, a definitive 250 list, top 250. This is people, places, things, stuff, all of it. The American noun, everything that's been important to us. Am I explaining that correctly?
Yep.
Am I explaining it well enough?
Nope, you're doing awesome.
Here's what, and during the first part of the stream, we got through, today we got through 25 of those. We have to go through quite a bit of these.
So where are we now? We should be down to like what, 150?
So we're going to get to 150. We're at 175 right now, all the way to 150. So or 151 or whatever it is. But just as a reminder, some of the ones that made an appearance today, the Alamo was in the top 200.
Right.
Costco was in the top 200.
Okay.
Alexander Graham Bell was in there. But something did come up, and I'll ask the same question. The Dust Bowl came up, which people don't look at and go, that was great times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was a defining moment for the agriculture in the United States, for the migration even further, for the West to be able to populate more and more. It was a pivotal moment that was not good for the economy at all. And so we discussed like, hey, because I told the system, I said, hey, or AI asked, do I include things that aren't necessarily pretty but are still part of the transformative part of America becoming who it is now? And we decided that we agree with
that we should include that.
That we should include stuff that's not necessarily rosy, but it's part of who we are.
So we might see, for example, 9/11 come up.
Could be World War II. It could be Pearl Harbor, I bet.
Pearl Harbor could be in there.
Yeah.
So we're still okay.
So
Watching.
these are people, places, things. 175 to 151.
And again, we have not seen this list. We're reading this list blind.
These are all brand new for us. Milton Hershey. You're welcome.
Milton Hershey?
Yeah, you're
the
welcome,
man?
world. Yeah, the Hershey's, the company came up, I think yesterday at the end of the day.
It did, yeah.
And then Hershey himself came up. Glacier National Park. I love the Utah National Parks. And I poo-pooed the other ones that have come up on the list if they're not from Utah, if they're not in Utah.
But Glacier's
pretty amazing. Glacier's pretty amazing. The New Deal.
Oh, the New Deal. Interesting.
Yeah, General Electric. GE. Yeah.
Okay.
Is 172. Elvis Presley, we were just having this discussion about.
We were wondering if we'd see Elvis. And there he is,
171.
171.
Yeah. The Liberty Bell, 170. In terms of an iconic, thing. The Oregon Trail.
Okay.
Number 169. The video game on the Apple II computer, obviously. Orville Wright.
Okay.
He invented, of course,
the popcorn.
I knew you were going to say it. We've worked too long together. McDonald's 167.
Okay.
It's way too low, by the way, if you're really thinking about what shaped America, literally. Moby Dick at 166.
Okay.
Sacagawea at, I guess I'm probably pronouncing that wrong now because we've been corrected, 165.
Okay.
Arlington National Cemetery, 164. The Manhattan Project, 163. Andrew Carnegie, 162.
Okay.
We already had, who was the other one? It was
Rockefeller.
Rockefeller was in the last list. I bet they're both.
Which Rockefeller, though? That's the question. Which
Carnegie is laughing. He's going, I was higher on the list. And Death, he's like, they're laughing at each other. I don't know.
Brent Rockefeller?
Craig Rockefeller. National Geographic Society is 161.
Okay.
Bryce Canyon National Park. Coming in at 160.
Bryce Canyon, all
there
right. You go. Utah's on the board.
We saw earlier in the day Babe Ruth. How about another one? Lou Gehrig at 159.
Sure.
The GI Bill on 158. Microsoft 157. The White House at 156. I thought it'd be higher.
But I think that's probably right, because you see the Capitol building will be higher, but the White House is just a house.
Yeah,
at
that's
the end
true.
Of the day.
Harper Lee at 155. We talked
Her
about
novel
To Kill a
was
Mockingbird.
what 20 back. From
Yeah.
this?
The Panama Canal, the completion of the Panama Canal at 154, or not 154 at 152, and then Henry David Thoreau. Transcendentalist?
Yeah. Naturalist. Should we call him naturalist?
Sure. Yeah. Author. So there you go.
Okay.
We'll have the rest of these lists, of course, coming up the rest of the week as we honor America in the 250th. If you feel like we've missed any, email Ethan Millard, emillard@ksl.com. All right. We've got more around the corner. Tim Hughes sitting in for Jeff Kaplan today. Stay right here with us on KSL News Radio.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
It's 3 o'clock at KSL News Radio. Jeff Kaplan with the week off. Tim Hughes filling in. Been cloudy most of the day, but a little bit warmer than yesterday. 77 degrees. KSL's top story, many of the families who lost homes and cabins to the Cottonwood fire are getting their first look at what's left. KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson spoke to one man who lost the ranch that's been in their family for generations, and she begins our team coverage on the Utah Fire Watch.
Andy Anderson told me when the sheriff called and warned him the fire was getting close to their family property in the canyon near Junction, he grabbed some heirlooms from their pioneer-era property that's been in his family since the 1940s. But then they had to get out.
BLM firefighters were up there, and they gave up. They were overwhelmed. It was just too powerful or too strong. And so eventually they all came down, and so everything that was up there was consumed.
He says the only things left now are the cabin's chimneys, their stone pavilion, and the generations of memories.
If you're lucky enough to be at a cougar ranch, you're lucky enough. And that's kind of how our family looked at it, you know. We're not a wealthy family, but that was our wealth right there.
Fire officials believe 150 structures have been destroyed by the Cottonwood fire so far. Heather Peterson, KSL News Radio.
Utah's wildfire season isn't just scorching thousands of acres, it's also carrying a hefty price tag. Our live team coverage, Utah Fire Watch, continues now with KSL News Radio's Eric Cabrera. Eric?
Tim, new estimates from the Great Basin Coordination Center show Utah's 7 largest active wildfires have already racked up nearly $40 million in estimated firefighting cost. The Cottonwood fire alone is estimated at about $21 million, while the Iron fire is approaching $9.3 million. Kelly Wickens with the state's Forestry Division says those estimates will keep growing.
Many of them are still burning, and those numbers will continue to increase as we have firefighters out on the line.
And that only covers the cost of fighting fires, not the damage left behind. Governor Spencer Cox warned before the season began that after Utah's most expensive wildfire year on record in 2025, this year's firefighting costs could climb even higher. Live, Eric Cabrera, KSL News Radio.
Big Tree, a popular tourist stop near Beaver, is likely a victim of the Cottonwood fire. The massive ponderosa pine tree was last measured to stand 123 feet tall and 5 feet wide, but the 94,000-acre fire cut through the area, and Fish Lake National Forest says they're not expecting the tree to have survived. Now our top national story, the U.S. Supreme Court has blocked President Trump's attempt to end birthright citizenship. ABC's Stephen Portnoy breaks down today's opinion.
In upholding the citizenship rights of all children born in the U.S., except those born to ambassadors, Chief Justice John Roberts points to what the drafters of the 14th Amendment said about the promise of citizenship to every freeborn person in this land. We keep that promise today, Roberts writes. 3 of his fellow conservatives dissented, with Clarence Thomas expressing his view that neither the Constitution nor the law guarantee citizenship to people born in the U.S. if their parents aren't domiciled here.
In a different ruling today, justices upheld state bans on transgender athletes participating in women and girls sports. The SCOTUS term has only wrapped up, and justices are already teasing some blockbuster cases that they plan to pick up next year. Here's editor of the SCOTUS blog, Kelsey Dallas.
We already know that the court has taken up several immigration-related cases, and those are the types of cases that have so many emotions involved for so many court watchers. They also just today took up Second Amendment cases. So that issue is not going anywhere.
Dallas tells inside sources the next term and the one after are not going to be quiet ones. After earthquake shook the country, Venezuela's healthcare system is nearing its limit. That's what aid groups warn, saying that hospitals that were already struggling are now damaged and overwhelmed with conditions only worsening. They also warn of disease as thousands of displaced people live in unsanitary conditions. The total death toll has passed 1,900 now. UDOT has announced a new paving project between Scipio and Aurora that will use recycled pavement.
In the coming days, the 35-mile or so stretch of Highway 50 will be occupied by a train-looking vehicle that moves a few feet a second.
So you'll see maybe a huge truck with a tank on it that has the oil, and that's connected to another vehicle that rips up the road, and then that spits the material out, puts it into another truck that lays it back with all the new material, and then finally finished off where it all gets flattened and put back into the road.
Nick Nurley with UDOT says this process is a massive cost-saving measure, and it will save lots of time waiting on material delivery, too. He also says it'll take a few weeks to finish, but they'll move it out of the road for the 4th of July weekend. Cameron Elliott, KSL News Radio.
Payson police say they caught 3 teens breaking into cars last night, and as a result, they're trying to reunite owners with their stolen property. They're asking anyone who may have lost stuff to the thieves to give them a call and describe what they're missing so that they can give it back to you. It's 3:05 and our first look traffic. Hey, Ricky.
Good afternoon, Tim. We are starting our drive home with delays. If you're on I-15 in Davis and Weber counties, slowdowns northbound as you leave Layton going through Clearfield, and southbound I-15 slowdowns leaving Ogden all the way through Roy. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL News Time 3:06.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Your best years aren't behind you. They're right here at Trio South Ogden. Discover independent living services that embrace aging as an opportunity to lean in, not step back. To pursue passions, not retire from purpose. Here, life is bright, colorful, and unapologetically fun. Move in, thrive on, because aging doesn't mean changing who you are. It means having more time to be exactly who you are. Schedule your tour today at triosouthodden.com.
When it's hot like this, air conditioners struggle to keep up. Parts are under more stress, and sometimes those parts fail. What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Wilson with Any Hour Services, and no one helps more homeowners maintain and repair their air conditioners than Any Hour Services. As a matter of fact, last year, over 32,000 homeowners called Any Hour Services for help maintaining and repairing their systems. Any Hour Services has over 100 HVAC technicians to help with everything from maintenance, repair, to installing a new system. This summer, there'll be a lot of people told they need to replace their air conditioner, and they'll wonder, do I really need to? If you're told you need to replace your air conditioner and you still have questions, Any Hour Services can give you a second opinion and let you know what options are available. Maybe it just needs a little maintenance or a small repair. Maybe it does need to be replaced, but if you don't feel good about being told you need to replace your air conditioner, don't ignore those feelings. Call Any Hour Services for help with air conditioner maintenance, repair, or to schedule a free second opinion. Google Any Hour Services or schedule online at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. Given their seminal role in Utah history, it's a little surprising that we don't have an event like this. That is a human being, a contestant in the Scream Like a Seagull competition. It's held in Europe. It's an event created to celebrate the white-winged bird that gets a bad rap just about everywhere outside of Utah. The complaint comes from just about anyone who's ever spread a towel on a California beach. You're minding your own business, and these scavengers of the seacoast swoop in looking for a stray French fry, cookie crumbs, a potato chip. Just about anything edible is fair game for these birds, considered by many coastal dwellers as nothing more than beach rats. But at this annual competition in Belgium, they seek to remind us that anytime you go on vacation to the beach, along with the crashing waves, the seagull's cry is an indelible part of your memories, part of the vacation soundscape, and for that reason, gulls deserve our respect. So 70 competitors dressed up as seagulls, many wearing white face paint, white hats, beaks. I guess Amazon doesn't sell seagull costumes. One guy donned a discount penguin outfit. That's awful. The goal of these gulls was to impress the judges. So these fierce competitors went beak to beak in a contest with no cash prize. Victory only brought bragging rights and maybe a stray French fry. I think you'll agree Utah needs an event like this to honor our gulls and boost Advil sales.
Jeff Kaplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
Time for that first look at traffic here. Traffic and weather together at 3:09 is brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. What kind of a day do we have cooking out there, Ricky?
It's already getting a little busy, Tim. I'm afraid for drivers on I-15 in Weber County. If you're traveling southbound, you're going to see some heavy and slow traffic. Now, speeds are improving, but they're not clear from the I-84 junction through Roy. And then if you're northbound, earlier delays leaving Layton through Clearfield, those have actually started clearing out. I-15 in Salt Lake County getting busy and slow. Southbound I-15 between 53rd and 7200 South. Northbound I-15 is picking up the pace in Draper by Bangerter Highway's exit. But most of the heavier and slower traffic northbound I-15 will be from 6 South downtown off and on up to Warm Springs Road. And we've had a little bit of busy and slow traffic both directions of I-80 approaching the quarry in Parley's Canyon. Eric?
And if you're trying to get to I-80 out in the Wasatch Back, northbound US 40 is really slow. That's because they've been working on the road, the flyover ramp from northbound 40 to go westbound on I-80. They're scheduled to finish that up a few minutes ago, so we'll see how long these delays last. But right now, you can count on slowdowns trying to get up to the freeway from Heber City or Park City. In Utah County, I-15 rolling along at a good speed right now. Common Spirit, hospitals, clinics, and caregivers all connected to advanced healthcare in Colorado, Kansas, and Utah. Healthcare with Human Kindness is here. Hello, Human Kindness. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
Temperatures will ride a solid 9 degrees below the normal today. Partly cloudy skies, high of 81, and a mountain shower possible. Tomorrow, 87, a little bit warmer, and breezy out of the south. Partly cloudy skies, 20% chance for a shower. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
77 degrees. Some of those clouds starting to break up, but looks like we've got wet roads up in the Heber Valley area right now, so those clouds are dropping some precip. Well, I don't think he's going to be taking his talents back to South Beach, but he is going to be taking them somewhere. Could it be Golden State? LeBron's moving on from L.A. We're going to talk about it. Alex is going to jump in with me here. Stay with us, streaming live on the KSL News Radio app. This is Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
One of the best things about soda, diet, and nutrition, and that helped me the most to let go of 70 pounds in 5 months, was their dynamic diet with the nutritionist tailoring it to my lifestyle. We get up super early, Amanda.
Yeah.
We don't eat at normal times.
Right.
And they worked it out so that I was eating at the times that my family did and the times that I was awake, so that it was customized to me. I had a friend who's a type 1 diabetic, did soda. Yeah. They customized it to him. This is not a one-size-fits-all thing.
People have food sensitivities, right? They have weaknesses. They have habits.
So it's not one size fits all. It's for you and your specific health needs. This nutritionist you're going to work with, she became like my friend because she really helped me get through. I lost 37 pounds in 3 months, and I've kept it off for almost 4 years.
You can see the results by going to sodadietandnutrition.com. Everybody that does this and that sticks to it has the results without pills, crazy exercises, or fad diets. sodadietandnutrition.com. Because soda is, say it with me, Amanda, state of the art.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Will?
When I was 50, my whole life fell apart. I lost my job, I lost my wife, I lost the house, I lost pretty much everything except for my life. When the IRS came calling, I just didn't have it in me. I felt like Wile E. Coyote, just waiting for that IRS anvil to drop.
Then Will found tax relief advocates.
I heard their advertisement on the radio, I wrote down the number, and I made the call that changed everything. The IRS gave me a bill for $40,000. Tax Relief Advocates got that down to $3,200. I've paid 9 cents on the dollar. Now that's a great deal in anybody's book.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Will did and call TRA for a consultation.
But for me, the real win is I got my life back.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-488-2578. 800-488-2578. That's 800-488-2578.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark and more terrifying than the biggest snake. Distracted driving claims lives every day. Every notification, swipe, social post, video, or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
KSL News Time, 3:15. The three things you need to know this hour. First,
many Utahns are celebrating the Supreme Court's decision today to not limit birthright citizenship, though one of Utah's senators is now calling for a constitutional amendment to change it. I'm KSL News Radio's Adam Small.
Second, new estimates show Utah's largest wildfires have already cost nearly $40 million to fight, and with several major fires still burning, that price tag is expected to keep climbing. Third, it's traffic and weather together.
A crash westbound on the 21st South Freeway. This is at the ramp to I-215's West Belt. Looks like all vehicles are out of traffic on the right shoulder. If you are traveling I-15 in Salt Lake County, it's starting to pick up the pace and get busy. Southbound I-15, Murray and Midvale. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Partly cloudy skies today with a slight chance for a high mountain shower. I'm Matt Johnson.
Right now, 77 degrees at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios.
From ABC News, I'm Lindsay Davis, anchor Prime, streaming weeknights on ABC News Live. Before closing out the current term, the Supreme Court issued decisions on remaining cases. In one of the biggest, justices blocked President Trump's executive order to end birthright citizenship. ABC News legal contributor James Sample says it reaffirms people born in the U.S. are U.S. citizens under the 14th Amendment.
This is a ruling that was an issue that was never a close question. Every single court that looked at this executive order said it was unconstitutional. Today's ruling is not just a victory for birthright citizenship, it's a victory for the principle that you cannot rewrite the 14th Amendment with the stroke of an executive pen.
In another closely watched case, the Supreme Court upheld a ban on trans athletes from playing in women and girls sports. Here's ABC's Devin Dwyer.
29 states that have similar laws as West Virginia will continue to stand. And I will note that 21 states don't have bans on transgender athletes. Those are unaffected by this decision, but certainly a blow to that transgender community and student athletes on this last day of Pride Month.
Indirect talks to finalize a peace deal between U.S. and Iran took place in Qatar today. U.S. delegates met with mediators, but not with Iranian officials. Following last week's back-to-back earthquakes in Venezuela, officials say the death toll has risen with nearly 2,000 confirmed deaths. ABC's James Longman is in Venezuela.
The devastation is near absolute. Either every building completely demolished or very badly damaged. Rescue crews are still picking through the rubble. There is hope here that maybe, possibly, survivors might be found. A real danger, though, of unstable buildings coming down on these ongoing rescue operations, but increasingly now, with more bodies being pulled out, This is a recovery operation.
ESPN confirms that LeBron James told the LA Lakers he will continue his career, but elsewhere where he lands is still undecided. You're listening to ABC News.
Matter of fact, let's talk about that for a minute here. Alex Keary is back in with me. ESPN was first to report the news saying that the Kings' 24th season will be played, but it's not going to be in L.A. What was your initial take on that?
Yeah, the Kings going to the Kings. No. Could you imagine?
That'd be something.
That would be the weirdest twist of fate ever. Like, why don't you go ahead and pick the worst franchise to go to? LeBron becoming an unrestricted free agent officially does a lot of weird things. It moves the entire league around, doesn't it? Like that, it's a type of major event that can change everything, including it reaches, I think, people even thinking that Walker Kessler may be an option for the Lakers now, which is obviously a blow to the Jazz future if that ends up being the case, or at least it's a blow to their immediate plans. And so this type of a move makes a huge difference. But yeah, LeBron not going back to the Lakers, big, massive deal. I am fascinated to see where he's going to want to end his career.
Well, I don't think the Lakers necessarily were trying very hard to keep him. This helps them, but it makes sense. The betting odds right now are that he goes to Golden State, and it starts to make sense why Draymond Green opted out of a $27+ million player option, because that frees up some money for a year.
Yeah. It's all that shell game of money, and the Warriors are not they're not foreign to paying that big luxury tax too. They're happy to do it, but maybe not forever. LeBron's not going to be somewhere forever. Maybe 2 years. Yeah. You might see him 2 years someplace, and you're asking him to put together the oldest ragtaggiest group of people. You talk about Golden
I'll tell you
State.
a funny thing. There was a meme online that said, and they had them all lined up,
right,
for these starters that were going to just take over. Where it says, who will stop this? And somebody puts up arthritis.
Yeah, bad back. And so it's there. I think a real case could be made also for the possibility of maybe return home again to go back to Cleveland. I mean, he's got that tie there, but I don't know. Wherever LeBron is going to take his time, Tim, he is nothing if not a marketing man. Yeah. And he will milk this thing until the very last second. He's going to make an event out of it. He always does. But we'll see how those shifts end up affecting the Utah Jazz, because that's who we care about the most, right?
Yeah, and just real quick, his time in L.A., I don't think they really got their money's worth. I mean, maybe they did marketing-wise.
Got the bubble title.
Yeah, they won him, during COVID they won, but out in the first round the following year, they made it to the conference finals against Denver in 23, but didn't win it. Didn't win a game.
Right.
They were out in the first round 24, out in the first round 25.
This is why the Lakers are happy to be like, hey, look, at some point, we're tied financially to this for a long, long time, and this will never end, by the way.
Yeah.
And LA's big, but even LeBron James, I don't think he's bigger than the Lakers. Lakers know they have to figure out some things to be able to make that franchise go forward, and so they've got new ownership, and so some things have changed over. The buses aren't nearly as in charge anymore, so we'll see how that goes. But
All
LeBron moving around is going to affect the entire league. You watch.
And we say, go Jazz.
Yeah, man.
All right, thanks, buddy. 3:21. Let's get a look. We're late, sorry. Let's get a look at how the roads are doing out there. Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. Learn how to save more this summer at uccu.com. Ricky?
Well, for those in Salt Lake County, you are going to see delays are setting in pretty quickly, both east and westbound to I-80 approaching the quarry. This happens a lot if workers at the quarry happen to be doing any kind of blasting or work that could affect the travel along I-80 in that stretch. So those delays, although heavy right now, should clear out pretty quickly, and we'll keep an eye on it. I-15 southbound in Salt Lake County, it's filling in and slowing down between 4500 south and 90th south. Sandy, northbound I-15, getting a little busy and bogged down at the Bangerter exit in Draper in that right lane of traffic, and then more heavy and slow traffic northbound I-15 from 6 south to the north interchange in North Salt Lake. In Weber and Davis County, we are seeing heavy and slow traffic both directions now of I-15 in Roy and Riverdale. Eric?
We're looking good in Utah County right now. I-15 southbound from Point of the Mountain down to University Avenue in Provo. That's a typical 20-minute drive. Out in Tooele County, SR 36 in solid shape southbound from Lake Point through Stansbury to Tooele City. Out in the Wasatch Back, though, you got slowdowns on US 40 as you go from the Park City turnoff that's on 248 from that exit or entrance, in this case, northbound all the way up to the Silver Creek area. It's going to be slow because you've got the transition ramp to go from northbound US 40 to go west on I-80. That flyover ramp is closed for construction, so we'll see how long that lasts. It was scheduled to end about 20 minutes ago. From Beethoven's Ninth to icons like Idina Menzel, summer sounds better under the stars. Plan your visit today at DeerValleyMusicFestival.org. Eric Weather in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL 7-day forecast, 81 today. Pretty pleasant, partly cloudy skies, 20% chance for showers. You get into the southeast corner of the state, fire danger elevated. 87 tomorrow, partly cloudy skies, 20% chance, and a little breezy. 89, mostly sunny skies on Thursday. Friday, the start of the 4th of July weekend, mostly sunny and a high of 90. 91 on the 4th of July, mostly sunny. We've got sunshine into Sunday and Monday with highs in the mid and upper 90s. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
77 degrees, the 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful.
Doug Wright, and I'm here with Monty from Connecticut Quality Water Systems of Salt Lake, an authorized Connecticut independent dealer. Now, Monty, don't all of the other water softeners require us to basically trust our home's water to electronics? If a power surge happens, a fried circuit board, or the power just goes out suddenly, aren't you back to scrubbing hard water scale and dry skin?
Yes, we believe the best technology is simple. That's why Connecticut's premium systems are non-electric. While other softeners rely on finicky computers and electronics, Connecticut runs on the kinetic energy of moving water. Nothing to plug in, no buttons to push, and zero electricity.
I've had a Connecticut soft water system in my home for many years, and I've never had to do anything to it except occasionally add a little salt. And I love that it never requires me to set or program anything. Dee loves that she always has the soft water. So do what I did and go to softwaterutah.com to learn how your family can enjoy the benefits of soft water without the hassles of traditional water softeners. That's softwaterutah.com.
As America celebrates 250 years of innovation and hard work, Alsco Uniforms is proud to be part of Utah's story, serving local businesses since 1895. For more than 135 years, they've helped companies focus on what they do best, while Alsco Uniforms handles the laundry. From uniforms to linens to mats, towels, and safety supplies, they keep businesses clean, professional, and running strong. Rooted in Utah, built on service, ready for the next generation. Alsco Uniforms, proud to support America 250 and the businesses that keep it moving. Visit alsco.com.
Watching Utah's money, another $1 billion to AI. Amazon Web Services says they're investing the money in a new engineering unit that will allow customers to build their own artificial intelligence systems. Wow. What could possibly go wrong? Blue Origin is still planning to return to flight this year after Jeff Bezos' company saw a rocket explode on its launch pad last month. The company says they're rebuilding a pad at the same time, but they're using a different build to avoid future accidents. And a win for Zynn's marketing team. The FDA has decided to let Philip Morris market the nicotine patches as less harmful than cigarettes. Critics say the move could normalize nicotine for people who weren't smokers, especially because Zyn pouches are one of the fastest growing products in the nicotine market. Dow was up 136, closed at 52,319. The S&P was up 58. Even the NASDAQ got in on it, up 393 points.
This is Colin Keary from the New Millennium Group. Have you ever had a question for your financial advisor only to find out that the next available appointment is months away? At New Millennium Group, we believe that financial advice should never be limited to once-a-year review meetings. Life happens every single day. Markets change, retirement questions come up, family situations evolve, and when they do, you deserve answers. That's why we pride ourselves at the New Millennium Group on being accessible when our clients need us most. Whether you're wondering about your investments or a major life decision, our team is here to help provide guidance. We're not interested in being the firm you hear from once a year. We want to be your trusted resource throughout your entire retirement journey. If you're looking for a financial team that values relationships, communication, and responsiveness, we'd love to meet you. Give us a call today at 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370, or visit us at utahsfinancialplanner.com.
Hope you'll join us and the Movie Show crew this Friday from 10 to 1. They'll be at My Hearing Centers. Learn how to get a no-cost hearing evaluation.
As we celebrate America 250, KSL presents Utah Cornerstones, honoring the businesses that built our past and continue to shape our future.
America wasn't built by chance. It was built by grit, innovation, and the right tools in hardworking hands. For over a century, Industrial Supply has proudly supplied those who build Utah and beyond. Family-owned Utah business since 1916. That's 110 years contributing to Utah heritage. Industrial Supply has grown into one of the largest industrial distributors in the Intermountain West, with locations across 5 states, supplying safety and tooling solutions across construction, mining, manufacturing, and more. Industrial Supply is more than just a supplier. They have the local roots, the regional scale, and the product expertise to keep operations informed and optimized. Because they're not just a part of the job, they're part of the legacy of building America.
Utah Cornerstones on KSL News Radio.
Time again for traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. Auto loan rates as low as 4.74%. Here's Ricky.
If you're headed southbound on I-15, we have already had traffic getting busy and slow, and that's approaching 2100 South, but most of it will stretch from 4500 South Murray down to 7200 South. It's over to the east where we've had delays in Parley's Canyon in the lower portion, both east and westbound. Eastbound traffic has backed up past Foothill, and westbound traffic is still clearing out going from East Canyon down towards the quarry. And if you're headed northbound I-15, it's slow between 6 South downtown and 6 North. Eric?
We got some slowing. US 40 going from the Park City turnoff onto 248 heading up to I-80. We got construction on the flyover ramp to go westbound on I-80. This is improving, however. I-15 northbound, southbound Utah County looking good. Performance Automotive and Bountiful, endless possibilities with 3 locations. Performance Ford Lincoln, Performance Honda, and Performance Toyota, where excellence is standard. Start your search at performancebountiful.com. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
Calling for a high of 81 today with partly cloudy skies and just a 20% chance for a shower. Overnight, 56, mostly clear to partly cloudy. Tomorrow, breezy, 87, partly cloudy, and a 20% chance to see a little shower. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
You're listening to Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News
on KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM
and 1160 AM.
Tim Hughes in again this afternoon for Jeff Kaplan. Our news time is 3:30. Right now, some sun in downtown Salt Lake City and 77 degrees. KSL's top story this hour: children born in the United States are citizens of the United States. That decision on birthright citizenship handed down by the Supreme Court. Just one of several major rulings today that will impact Utahns. KSL News Radio's Adam Small begins our team coverage.
For Utah immigration attorneys like Carlos Trujillo and his clients, today's ruling brought a sigh of relief.
There was so much concern for the immigrant community. It was something that it was definitely keeping people awake at night. There was people that were pregnant that were calling our office to get an appointment.
Trujillo tells Inside Sources while he believes the court's ruling today is a cause for celebration, he says he's still worried about the effect some of the court's other rulings could mean, including those impacting green card holders and immigrants who are here on a protected status.
From my point of view, as an officer of the court, I don't even think that it was a good term for the rule of law.
Utah Senator Mike Lee was one of those unhappy with the ruling. He said on X the Supreme Court upheld a, quote, cheap and cheated citizenship, and went on to say, quote, the long fight for a constitutional amendment begins now. Adam Small, KSL News Radio.
Responding to the ruling on Truth Social today, the president disagreed with Senator Lee's sentiment, saying a constitutional amendment is not necessary. He called on Congress to act, writing Congress should start today to work on ending birthright citizenship. In a separate ruling, justices said states can make their own rules banning transgender women from women's sports. Opponents say there should be more nuance to the conversation. KSL News Radio's Brianna Willis reports.
The ruling would allow states to make decisions on who can play women's sports based on biological gender under Title IX rules. Equality Utah's Director of Legal Affairs, Marina Lowe, says there should be other questions to ask rather than a blanket ban, instead looking at each student to determine eligibility. House Minority Democrats put out their own statement saying gender identity should not be used as a tool to divide and exclude vulnerable young people, and this will not help strengthen women's sports.
House Speaker Mike Schultz says today was a major win for the integrity of women's sports, and every girl deserves a level playing field and the opportunity to compete safely and fairly. The Supreme Court also ruling today that political parties can spend as much as they want on candidates for federal office. So that means election spending for Congress or the president. The impact of this ruling could be seen immediately.
I was asked earlier today if this could apply to midterms. Well, it's now the state of the law, so I guess if there's a coordinated effort by the Republican or the Democratic Party to boost one particular candidate, it applies prospectively, and it could very well apply to this election cycle that's coming up here.
KSL legal analyst Greg Skordas there. This marks an end to a 50-year-old election law that Democrats tried to uphold. Other national stories, KSL is following a congressman whose absence from the House had been hotly debated, has returned to Washington. Republican Tom Keene Jr. revealed today he was hospitalized for depression.
Now, when people hear the word depression, many people simply feel it means feeling sad. But depression is so much more than that. It is physical. It is emotional. And until you experience it yourself, it is difficult to fully understand how powerful this illness can be.
Speaking on the House floor, the representative said there's no timeline for healing or recovery, just the work of getting better a day at a time. We're finally seeing some containment as firefighters continue to tackle the iron fire burning near the northwest of Eureka. Utah Fire Info says it's burning about 41,000 acres, but has reached 95% containment. And the nearby Cherry Fire also seems to be slowing down, sitting at about 34,000 acres and 39% containment. That one is burning southwest of Mammoth. Fire officials say that a San Juan County farmer stopped a wildfire in its tracks by creating a boundary line in the fields.
Zach Johnson in Monticello saw the smoke moving in on Saturday and quickly decided to start disking his wheat fields. Johnson says disking takes organic matter on top of the soil and puts it down in the dirt, so it has a much harder time catching on fire. And he did it in the nick of time.
It's a little sacrifice that prevents an even greater loss, I would say.
Johnson tells KSL this isn't the first time he's had to act quickly to stop a fire's progression. Now it's been about 4 to 5 times. And as of last night, the Horsehead Fire is about halfway contained and burned around 600 acres. McKenna Rodriguez, KSL News Radio.
And NASA is in a race against time and gravity to save a telescope from falling back to Earth. Here's News Nation's Nick Smith.
The robot to the rescue is called Link. It was developed by Catalyst Space Technologies, an American-based startup. It could take Link about a month to reach Swift and, using its robotic arms, push the telescope higher into orbit. Catalyst says this is a groundbreaking mission for an American-made space robot. Now, the Swift telescope launched in 2004 to detect gamma-ray bursts and exploding stars, but it has no engine to lift itself. Recent solar activity has created more drag, pulling the telescope down even faster.
The mission is expected to take 3 months and will cost about $30 million. Ricky's back now with your first look traffic.
We are starting to see speeds improve in Parley's Canyon, both westbound I-80 and eastbound I-80. So there are some spots of leftover heavy and slow traffic between Mountain Dale and the Valley Floor. And we are seeing our drive kick in. We have slowing on north and southbound I-15, the 21st South Freeway, and I-215's West Belt. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Jeff's Minute of News is now just a minute away.
Hi, this is Doug Wright. You know I love to talk about shopping at NPS, a nice place to save. And it's fun to talk about all the treasures and the unique things that are out there in the store, but I want to focus on the groceries. When we take our grandkids in there, we love to go into the grocery section because they see candies and fun items and treats that, honestly, some of them they've never seen before. But for those of us who are concerned about the inflation right now and the cost of feeding our families, NPS, boy, they can really save you money. As you know, throughout the store, 20 to 70% off everything every single day. But boy, they have additional savings that are almost unbelievable. So whether you're shopping for the absolute basics or you're looking for fun things for the grandkids or something for an upcoming party, NPS can really save you money. There are 4 locations, the 2 stores in Salt Lake, 1 in Layton, 1 in Orem. That's NPS.
If there's one thing you can count on, it's 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive. And if there's 2 things you can count on, it's your smoke detector battery dying at 3 a.m. Not 3 p.m. on a Saturday when you have nothing going on. But in the middle of the night, when you're fast asleep,
Oh, come on!
get 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Just one more thing you can count on. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. Dogs have a life expectancy of 10, 15 years, maybe a little more depending on the breed, which means there are no dogs left who were here before the internet, except for one. The internet first became popular about 1995, and the one pooch left, who was born in 1995, is named Lazari. He's a continental toy spaniel who spent his entire life in France and now holds the record for world's oldest dog because this cute-as-a-button toy spaniel is 31 years old. As happens with advancing years, Lazari's hair is a little bit skittily-wumpus, but you wouldn't be able to tell his age but for one tell. Lazari can't retract his tongue back into his mouth, so it hangs day after day as he grapples with life as the oldest of his kind with one additional problem. At age 31, he's outlasted his owner surfing on AOL while he sat there waiting for a treat. Later, when he wanted to play, it was MySpace. Lazari even outlasted Pets.com, but now he's outlasted his elderly owner, who passed away. And now the pup has been sent to an animal refuge where they refuse to believe his stated age, but sure enough, his chip says born in 1995, 31 years old. So now, the search begins for a new owner. The refuge will put his picture on the same internet that barely existed when he was born, and while the caption beneath his picture might say that you can't teach an old dog new tricks, it will undoubtedly mention that he's a good boy.
Jeff Kaplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
3:39, traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. Let's get back over to Ricky Meese.
If you are traveling southbound on I-15 in Salt Lake County, you are going to see some of the usual slowdowns setting in, especially between Murray at 45th South through Midvale, but then once you're at 90th South, you're right back to the posted speed limit. Northbound I-15 getting a little busy at the Bangerter exit in Draper. That right lane at the exit ramp always fills up and slows down. Then more traffic filling in and slowing down northbound I-15, 2100 South to the North Interchange. I-80 seeing some heavy and slow westbound traffic approaching State Street, as well as coming out of the lower portion of Parley's Canyon. Some leftover eastbound heavy and slow traffic approaching and passing East Canyon, SR 65, from the earlier delays that we had by the quarry. And then for drivers in Davis and Weber counties, both directions of I-15, crowded and slow, and that's going through Roy and Riverdale. Eric?
Well, we got a crash over on the 201 highway if you're westbound and intending to go southbound onto the 215 West Belt. That's over on the shoulder. And another shoulder crash is over on Bangerter Highway as you go northbound at California Avenue. On neither case are we seeing major delays as a result. Down Utah County, I-15 in solid shape northbound and southbound from Lehigh all the way down to Santa Quin. Join in to celebrate America's 250th anniversary, Utah style. Get involved at america250.utah.gov. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
Got a lovely forecast today with a high of 81. Partly cloudy skies and a 20% chance for a shower. Tomorrow, breezy out of the south, 87 the high. Partly cloudy, 20% chance. Into Thursday, 89, mostly sunny skies. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
Well, that changed quickly. The temperature's jumping up now to 81 degrees in Salt Lake City. And we have some breaking news and update on the Babylon fire that's burning in San Juan County. Fire officials now say 4 structures have been destroyed. The Forest Service says it owned 3 of the cabins lost, and the other structure was owned by the Nature Conservancy. The flames have spread over 48,000 acres, about 10,000 acres more than yesterday's report. Officials say a red flag warning is in effect for the area until 9 o'clock tonight. We'll keep an eye, obviously, as we continue to be on the fire watch today of that Babylon fire.
If you've saved more than $300,000, there's one thing you can do now that can make your savings go twice as far in retirement, and it's tax planning. That's right. Tax planning could significantly reduce the taxes on your IRA and 401k withdrawals, Social Security benefits, and other investment income. Find out how much money you could save with a free retirement tax savings analysis from the good people at Boss Retirement Solutions. To schedule your free analysis, call 801-896-9622. Tax planning for retirement could reduce your taxes not just for 1 year, but for the rest of your life. And the savings could be six figures. Let's find out how much money you could save. Call 801-896-9622. 801-896-9622.
For informational purposes only, actual results may vary. No statement contained herein shall constitute tax, legal, or investment advice. Advisory services offered through Boss Retirement Advisors, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance products and services offered through Boss Retirement Solutions.
Hey, Holiday. New York just got a whole lot closer. Magnolia Bakery, New York's famous bakery since 1996, is now open in Holiday Hills. Craving something iconic? Step into a true neighborhood bakery experience using simple, high-quality ingredients to create baked fresh daily American classics, including the world-famous banana pudding, cupcakes, cakes, cheesecakes, and more. Magnolia Bakery is known around the world. It's the taste of New York, served fresh and locally owned and operated right here in Utah, bringing that legendary charm home to Holiday Hills. It's more than just a delicious dessert stop. It's worth the visit. You've seen Magnolia Bakery on Saturday Night Live and more. Now it's your turn to see what the buzz is all about. Find the authentic Big Apple sweetness at 1895 East Rodeo Walk Drive in Holiday, where the Cottonwood Mall used to be. Open every day, including Sunday. Magnolia Bakery in Holiday Hills, where every day deserves dessert. A New York City bite without the flight.
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section and after Dad's back injury. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Trouble with opioids can start at home with unused medicines such as pills, patches, and syrups. You can remove the risk and protect your family. Find out how at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
KSL News Time, 3:45. The three things you need to know this hour. First,
states can now make the decision to ban transgender people from women's sports. Advocacy groups in Utah say they would like to see more nuance. I'm KSL News Radio's Brianna Willis.
second, a family ranch that still had pioneer-era cabins has been lost to the Cottonwood fire. The family grieving, along with all the other owners of the 150 structures destroyed so far in this 92,000-acre fire. Third, let's check the drive.